Cool, and we are live. So, what happened last week? Or last week? Last session. Let's go with that.
Mouse had a little vacation on the lower decks.
He did.
No idea what everyone else got up to.
Lucius had a perfect, flawless plan, and he managed to blather his way through Mechanicus expulsion, and now the ship has some new toys.
Indeed.
Garviel shot things with ship guns.
Yes.
Or was that the session before?
I believe that was the session before.
Yeah.
I feel like he's missing possibly the important part.
We found a lost ship that sort of drifted into the salvage yard, and we recovered the data files. Discovered potentially the location of a lost Titan carrier.
It's also something to add that the ship was part of a big fleet that was lost in a battle around a planet. I can't remember which one. And they made an emergency warp jump too. Well, the Titan carriers made an emergency warp jump into a warp storm. And now we're thinking of going into a warp storm, I guess.
Well, specifically heading to the planet they were headed towards. That's now inside a warp storm.
Yes.
That's the going assumption at any rate. I haven't confirmed that as of yet, but that seems like a pretty good theory to roll on.
But before that, we're probably going to go to Footfall and acquire some stuff before we get into a warp storm, I guess. Oh yeah, and we also removed the infestation in the lower decks.
Yes. Which resulted in...
Oh yeah, Lucia's gone away for a while, gone on a vacation.
Yeah, she's currently in stasis because reasons. And I assume she's getting picked up when you're out Footfall.
What's our current XP level meant to be, by the way? I know this is a heck of a time to ask.
Your current XP?
10,700.
That sounds about right.
Okay, yep, alright, that's just I've got some unspent. Just making sure it adds up correctly.
You've already bumped into rank 3, haven't you?
Yeah, we're rank 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Pointy specifically. Just make sure. Yep, cool.
Yep.
So, sorry, did you say 10,700 total?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, cheers.
Fantastic. So, we have... I was going to say, the refit gets started. Getting bits put in the ship. And have we got those parts marked down somewhere that they've been put on the ship yet, or? I was gonna say, if I have. So the extra ship parts, what were they again? It was the...
Observation dome, vaulted ceilings,
Auto temple.
auto temple, and I can't remember the last one.
Crew upgrades. Yeah, crew upgrades, auto temple, and dome.
crew upgrades encompasses the dueling arena thing, right? Or is that a separate thing?
I don't think we got that in the end.
I mean, we can just say he's got it if he's want. I'm happy enough with that.
Can fashion a room somewhere.
Yeah. Fine, just get a proper dueling arena.
I was wondering if it would also be possible, whilst we're here at the scrapyard, to gain some extra sort of repair parts, so like extra like Geller field generator parts and things like that. Just because we're going into a warp storm.
Good idea.
Sure. So like
That
spare
seems-
parts sort of thing.
Yes.
Sensible.
Okay, you might need to do a bit of negotiating with Lord Pendergast for some extra bits and bobs, but I'm sure we could come to some sort of arrangement. How's that volume-wise in the stream, by the way?
Oh, I'll just check.
I dropped another chunk. Sweet.
So I was wondering if we did have anything to trade or something to offer for these extra parts. I know it probably wouldn't be worth that much, I'm guessing.
Not a huge amount now.
And as being as we're in a scrapyard, I expect they would come plenty in common.
It's my break with thing.
Connected.
Check all the sound levels, right?
Shit.
Disconnected. Connected. Channel switched.
Fuck. Yeah.
Was it warp fuckery?
Yes.
Thought so.
Big ol' warp fuckery right there. Okay. Should be okay now. Hope. Yeah, like I can just about hear it. I don't know why you sound louder, Pointy, but probably you'll... There we go. I'll try that. There we go. That should be all the audio fuckery done with for now.
Hopefully that works.
Hope so. You're actually quite light compared to everybody else for some reason. I don't know why.
It's in character. He's playing a huge Ogryn, isn't he? So he'd
That's
be a
the
bit
one.
louder and
Yeah.
totally in character.
That's... I don't know, it's not like... I mean, it's not... It's not like the microphone is that close. I've got no idea why it would be... Oh, who knows? It's always such a pain getting multiple voices balanced out right.
If you go on to 3D sound, you're like boosted for some reason. Everybody else is at 0, and then What is this?
I don't.
No, never mind. Never mind.
Okay. We were. Figure yourself out. I have no idea. No idea.
How
Fuck it.
about that?
Who cares? Let's just keep on rolling. It's close enough.
Okay.
It's close enough. It's alright. I'm sure for the 2 people that actually, well, the 1 or 2 people that actually view it once a month, and you lot who just like trying to stream snipe any little hints or widgets that happen to appear, it'll be okay. So yes, going to you have about. I think we left off with about a week or 2 before everything was fitted. But week and a half-ish. So I mean, if you just want to go try and salvage some spare parts for like warp engine, that would be a good time.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I assume you want to set up a meeting with Lord Pendergast, yeah?
Indeed.
Off the stream. No. Not PDF reader. Other screen. Okay. Cool. Now all the fucking TeamSpeak pings. Fuck.
Sorry, am I making it ping?
It's pinging.
I
Really?
should use Discord for that, really, shouldn't I?
That would also make a ping too.
Does it? I've got it all turned off. I don't know if it does by default.
It does for me, yeah.
It should be okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, if you want to set up a meeting with him, I'm sure you can probably just do that. I imagine you're all fairly, like, familiar with the station as a whole at this point. So probably have an idea of the general sort of comings and goings and whatnot. I was gonna say, your first protocol would probably be his, I suppose his Seneschal, Gribbs, as you're familiar with. He's probably got to go too. So,
At what point should I describe what Mouse was up to, by the way?
oh, let's get to that in a wee second, sure.
Okay.
Also, crackle, crackle, crackle. So, you go organize sort of meeting with Gribbs, sort of chat if say you want to try and negotiate some extra parts with Lord Pendergast, and he sets you up a meeting for a little bit later on in the day.
Beautiful.
Who would like to be in attendance in this meeting? Would you just sort of take this upon your own accord, or would you bring anybody else into the loop?
I would most likely bring in our Lord Trader and Lucius. I would tell if there's anyone else who would also like to be in attendance. Please say now or forever hold your peace.
Garviel is too busy standing over the team's shoulders who are fitting stuff, muttering that he wouldn't do it like that.
I'm just interested in who's trading in lords.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So, he set up the meeting for a bit later on in the afternoon, and it's just a standard meeting in his office, and everybody's sort of sitting around having that like mid-afternoon recap, and you know, he's been kicking around a couple of weeks, so it's all fairly casual at this point. You notice that his personality sort of changed a little bit. He seems to have like sort of perked up a little bit. You know, who was once a rather defeated and resigned Lord of the Scrapyard is now seeming, I would go as far to say, optimistic, and it seems to be a more powerful aura around himself. I'm describing it. You know, he welcomes each of you into his office with a warm, confident handshake, and says, "What can I do for my favorite customers today?"
We're looking for spare parts for repairs and such.
Okay, well, good thing I've got a whole scrapyard out the back, eh? Haha. What specifically are you after? And sure we can come to an arrangement.
Garviel repair parts.
Mm-hmm.
General ship repair parts, of course, and probably plasma generator repair parts as well.
Okay.
Is there anything to add, my Lord Trader? I'm assuming who's in attendance.
Yeah, no, I'm fairly certain you have it all in hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do ships have like force fields and things like that?
That would be the void shield.
Void shields as well. Some void shield repair parts too.
Okay. I noticed you didn't mention the warp drive there.
Yeah, sure. Warp drive repair parts as well, I guess.
Okay, so
We're just going to end up towing a spare ship, aren't
I was
we?
going to say, at this rate you're just towing a spare ship. Yeah. But fair enough, if you want to get like sort of generic, I'm sure there's probably an amount of generic parts and conduits and all that sort of stuff that you could probably pull apart.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Anything that you could use to repair a ship, just to get it working enough to get you back to port or something similar. Nothing. No replacement like Geller fields and stuff like that. Just
Just like
Space,
sort of
space crutches.
In other words,
40K
40k equivalent of an AA repair box.
yeah,
yeah,
or
so
just a fuck ton of duct tape.
yeah, so like one or two bits of those like really fragile but very essential bits, and then like a whole load of the really generic shit. That's sort of
The
idea.
stuff that's likely to break and other generic shit that we might need for a possibly perilous or dangerous journey, or maybe a long one.
Yeah. Or at least enough people to fill any holes.
Fair enough. Okay. So he's nodding his head, and he's like, "And what are you putting up for offer for this? I feel we've already had a rather fulfilled deal with this thing arrangement. Not keen to let go of more parts without a little bit more coming my way. You know what I mean?"
That is very fair of you, my Lord Trader.
I'm sure we've spent enough time around them. We've thrown enough money around. I'm sure he can throw us a really rather good deal. If there's anything he has in mind, then let him speak. But if not, then I'm sure I can be charming and persuasive enough to get a good sizable chunk off. I mean, we've spent a large amount of money as is.
You haven't really spent any. I mean, you did a direct trade for a particular
same.
item, and
Yeah.
I would say you definitely get your money's worth out of it. Tell you what, So would my chief negotiator, whichever one of you that may be, like to give me a barter roll?
Not me.
Anyone with a barter higher than 61?
No, it's between you two for that sort of stuff, like without any question.
Flat, yeah.
Yes.
61 is almost double mine, so that's fine.
Oh, nice roll.
Fair enough. So we'll say you have a chat, you have a bit of patter, you have patter one way, patter back. It's good chit chat. Many negotiations, lots of chat was had, and he's managed to talk him around to essentially you can have it if you can get it yourselves, and don't forget to tell people where you got your ship refitted at. Okay, sort of a deal.
This is sounding like one of those, farms where you go to pick your own strawberries kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Sounds fantastic.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I guess you're gonna have to sort of check the right. So, for the sake of simplicity, we'll just sort of yada this a little bit. So you just go, check back with Gribbs, check some records, and see. You check with him, as he'd be the guy that would know a little bit more of the sort of first-hand knowledge. And he sort of points out a few ships that have already had a fair bit of salvage taken from them, and won't you wouldn't get a full deal out of any of them, and sort of points you around like 3 ships where you should be able to get the bits and pieces you need. This bit the bit where you would take the Thunderhawk out and sort of swallow up. Well, you do the salvage operations, and it is the go-between. So I will take some piloting tests to see if the gunship's going to be taking any damage in the debris field.
En route, Lucius will be sending a Vox, something on the lines of "Find guns." Thank you.
To be expected.
Does he mean macro batteries or like handheld weapons?
All guns.
All guns, okay.
If it goes bang, he's interested. Yeah.
Oh, like me in the cockpit of the Thunderhawk.
Different sort of bang, I think. Okay, so I will take a flat pilot spacecraft roll, please. Okay. Not bad. Okay, you just make it to the first ship with minimal sort of problems. And since you're sort of getting a little bit of everything, we'll just say you've got about a third of the parts you need. Going to the next one, I will take another flat pilot spacecraft roll.
Christ, these rolls are bad.
Fair enough. You have sort of a bit of trouble getting to this one. There seems to be rather dense, sort of belt of small debris, sort of like car door sized debris, I suppose, in front of like many of the good places, and there's a fair bit of bumping in the hull and scraping around and whatnot. It's just superficial damage to the Thunderhawk, nothing meaningful. After a little bit of time of bumping and scraping and metal generally reeing at you, you make your way and you get bits from the second ship. For the record, are any of you like keeping an eye out for any quote guns?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and how are you interpreting that?
Well, anything licks bang, I guess. So any like handheld weapons or possibly ship batteries, although these ships are probably well consecrated.
Like I said, the ships that you've been pointed towards are the ones that nobody else is going to get any use out of. Like this is you're basically like scraping the dregs out of them at this point. Like this is
Okay.
These are the rust buckets.
Would there be anything nearby these ships, or anything that have like any ships that have sort of just crashed into them and merged with these ships, or something similar, like a space hulk kind of thing?
I was gonna say there are definitely a few like low-key space hulks flying around, well, orbiting around more accurate. But like I say, what you've been diverted to for the parts are like the sort of shit tapes. So
yeah.
I mean, while you're on them, tell you what, if you while you're going to throw and around, I will take who's going to be on doing the salvaging, by the way? I assume Jericus is going to be doing it since he's organised it. Do you want to say you've got a crew with you then for doing it?
Yeah, sure. I would assume so.
Cool. In that case, give me a. Okay, you can have that. In that case, give me a flat search test. Give me 2 of them.
Search. Oh dear.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I was going to say, I mean, luckily you had schematics and whatnot for the parts you were specifically after, but as for guns, you come up dry both times.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to the third and final ship. Can I have another pilot spacecraft, please? Flat. Fair enough. Apparently, after your last scrapes and bumps and wings and dings, you're actually concentrating this time, and made your way up to the third ship with minimal extra effort, with ease. And for that, we'll say he's got back. Can I have another flat search test, please? Ooh. Tell you what, for that I'll be generous. You find an old armsman locker that hasn't been looted. You can get it's like two boarding shotguns and the catch pull things with the boarding pikes.
Okay.
Couple of boarding pikes, couple of boarding shotguns. Congrats.
I'll take them and I'll give them to Lucius. When we get back, of course.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, you just arrive back with the cargo bay of the Thunderhawk pretty fucking full. You get a little bit of everything. It should be all the sort of bare essentials that you need. I mean, the ship naturally has a decent amount of spare supplies, but this will help you having to eat into anything quite so quickly, or having to cannibalize other systems, just in case.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful.
Okay. Unless anyone has anything they want to do at the shipyard for the next week and a half or so. Say the refit goes nice and smoothly. We will say, however, that you all meet up in the no rank bar for the, I don't know, I would like to think it's of some sort of weekly or bi-weekly general meet up and have a rundown of whatever everybody's been up to. I mean, that would be the sort of point where I would imagine Mouse would be regaling you of his tales below deck that day.
Yeah, or however long he'd disappeared for, because we didn't really establish.
Good point, yeah. I mean, 2-3 days, I guess, doing whatever him and his Ogryns do below decks.
Well, what I'm gonna have to refresh myself, but as to what I wrote exactly. But it was something along the lines of that he was, I don't know. Let's say he was on a training exercise and he got a bit lost in the lower decks, and ended up finding a lost tribe of mutants, and ended up getting embroiled in a little war with another tribe of mutants. And they beat that other tribe of mutants, and then Mouse, being the good Imperial he was, turned around and killed the mutants that were, supposedly his friends, because, they're mutants. He's bringing them the Emperor's swift justice. But because they'd helped him, and because he liked them, he made sure it was a nice swift end. He didn't, didn't make it unnecessarily painful or anything. And then somehow he managed to wander back up, probably with a few extra dings on his armor and maybe a fresh scar or two. And he's come back up with you notice he's sporting like a necklace of ears, but none of the ears quite look right.
Necklace of left ears. Got it.
I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer. So yeah, that's what Mouse has been up to. He got himself lost, ended up in a little tribal war down in the lower decks between lots of mutants, and then ended up killing all of them.
Nice.
I buy shots to celebrate.
Mouse will definitely not say no to that.
Fantastic. Okay.
Pint of tequila.
Is Lucian not going to get a speech and a drink? Come on, Lord Captain.
I'd have assumed that would happen immediately after.
Yeah.
As opposed to,
Didn't it?
a week later. Did it?
I'm pretty sure it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody does.
I'm pretty sure it did. In all fairness.
I don't know. I've got no idea.
I remember there being
Yeah.
something. But yeah. Okay. Well.
Tell us down in the comments.
Yeah.
Like
remind
and
us.
subscribe. Anyway.
Click the
Smash
button
that
below.
bell button.
Subscribe to Phil.
So, Theodore, I suppose you would have been having, fairly regular meals with Lord Pendergast because, it's not often a couple of road traders are able to get together, and it's always a good excuse to, get the extra fancy food on the go. Really get the chefs in the galley pumping out the good food, and giving them something to do really.
But of course.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have noticed over the last sort of 3 weeks of your stay here that Lord Pendergast has been, much like your meeting, a week after when you're organising extra parts, has been getting more and more confident and sort of. He seems to be, he seems to either been, potentially working out or something. I don't know. He seems to be getting a little bit generally more pumped and physically fit. As well as, his personality seems to be taking a different sort of flavour to it. Might be an accurate way of putting it. But he seems in very good form.
Oh no.
Can I have an awareness test, please?
Oh no.
The penny finally drops.
Oh, my awareness is terrible.
A flat one. By who?
From Constantine.
Oh.
Unless you would invite anybody to these meals in particular.
I mean,
You can maybe have a special guest, say your 2IC, for example,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh no.
He will see if Garviel will see if he noticed anything different.
Why did I dump perception?
Oh!
Nice. You notice a rather shiny, worm-like pendant around his neck.
And I'd know it, so I kept it for a while.
Yes, you would.
I would just say, oh, excuse me, there is an issue on the ship. Just let me use my Vox, please, Lord. Pendergast. And he will put his hand as if he's communicating on the box, but cut a channel to Constantine. And speaking, the Rogue Trader can. It's individual, isn't it, Rogue Trader can't? It's not generic,
It generally be between per dynasty. So yes.
He will cut in and say, he's wearing what we traded on his neck, my lord. I'd advise maybe getting ready to draw your gun. And you'll just leave it at that. And I'll just add, look at his necklace, sir.
Yeah. So I would probably, I'd probably broach the subject.
Haha, nice pun.
But yeah, I just say you're not wearing the device we gave you as jewelry, are you?
Of course, I've heard the legends, and so far they appear to be very true. Quite frankly, I'm surprised you would give up such a device, but it was a very fair deal, I thought.
Was I aware of the legends?
Of Hill Advice's granting immortality, yes.
Ah.
You know, peak physical, you know, ability, immortality, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, very much aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the legend that most rogue traders would know. Yeah.
Okay. And how long before all of those people go like Space Hulk?
Oh,
like Necromancer.
Let's see. Let's see. What lores do you have? You don't really have anything that would help with that, I'm afraid.
No.
I mean, I think it would be fair to say, from your observations and your interactions, it doesn't seem to be having any negative effects at the minute.
Okay, so just being jolly and jovial and...
Very much so, yeah. Like, it's the, you know, very much the sort of... Despite being, you know, very, very much in his middle-aged prime, he's acting like that sort of young man confidence and, you know, very much like top of his game sort of vibe.
Okay, cool. And how long before our upgrades and everything's completed?
You're heading off tomorrow after this meal, essentially. Like, you're ready to move out, basically.
Cool.
Like, final checks, basically.
Cool. I carry on as if nothing's happened.
Fair enough.
Well, you do you.
Give you sort of
just keep an eye on him, and I make a mental note to inform everybody else as soon as I leave them.
Fair enough. It gives you sort of a knowing nod, as you know, because you know you're the guy that brought him, you know, an item of legend in the Expanse, and you know, pours you another, you know, healthy glass of whatever it is you're drinking that night.
And is everything okay with the glass of everything that we're drinking that night?
Yes, it's
happy days.
It's one from your own collection that I'm sure you brought across, because he was getting a little, you know, you're taking it like, say, meal about for offering drinks and, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
well, why not?
Days. Yeah,
one of your own.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, not my problem.
Fair enough.
Very soon. I'm sure this will not be my problem.
Okay. There's no response I can say as a GM to that won't disconcert you, so I'm just going to say, okay.
That's
right,
disconcerting in and of itself.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so let me try something else. No, it won't be your problem. Or, I'm sure it'll be okay. You know, none of those work. So...
No, I like it won't be your problem. That's fine.
But it could be any. But he's not excluding it being any other member of the crew's problem, just yours.
Okay, it probably won't be your
That's
problem.
not my problem.
It probably won't be your problem.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it probably won't be your problem. It doesn't have to be your problem.
I like that one.
It doesn't have to be your problem. Yeah, let's roll with that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually a bit better than the others, though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, as far as yeah, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get. Hey. No, it's fine. Probably. Okay, so mail goes on. It's all good. It's all happy. All sweet. All grand. And you can be back in the ship. I was gonna say.
Yep, I immediately fill in the crew on what that lunatic's doing with
Is that like an emergency meeting sort of thing, or?
Yeah, it would just be just so you're aware, we are leaving tomorrow, and you know, I'm sure work out fine.
Rings hands. Yeah. Fair enough.
Unless anybody has any other ideas.
I would like to ask what this device does. I'd only heard of it from the first time I heard of it was like, oh, we'll just trade them the Halo device. So
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. So I'd probably fill in the. Oh, I would.
What you know?
I would delegate the filling in of my Seneschal.
I'd
guess.
probably
I haven't been drinking all day.
I was going to say, given all the overlap that you have in skills, I will take a Forbidden Lore Archaeo Tech at a +30.
Okay. Lovely.
So I'd reroll that. If you pass it, if you pass it, you get a wiki page.
Yeah, go on then. I'll re-roll it. What?
Wow. That's impressive.
See, bad things are happening already.
That's why all our rolls were so bad last session.
Did I get 1991?
Yep. That's impressively bad. I mean, I'll let you do the roll a bit later on, if you want to say look it up in your own time, that sort of thing. But from what they briefed you, what are you going to tell them, by the way?
That we prized it off the forehead of a crazy necropsycher.
Fair enough. That's reasonably accurate.
Yeah. As our very first mission, we recovered a Space Hulk, and was it Space Hulk? It was
it was a light cruiser.
Light cruiser, whatever it was. And it was like desiccating corpses and bringing them back to life. From what I remember. Yeah. So, yeah. How bad could it be?
Indeed.
Something immortality, something.
Warp shit.
I can't think of the word for it. There's something you can do in Dungeons and Dragons where you turn into a lich. Is it basically just turning you into a lich?
It literally takes over the person's mind. It's like the ultimate parasite thing. Initially, like, it's pretty much like what you've seen in that they sort of start off, you know, it is very much a very positive augmentation to them, but then eventually slowly just twist their mind around a little bit until it's not their own, and then boom, all of a sudden the device is in full control of them, and they tend to get a little bit
Think Stargate and a worm.
Oh, God. Wait, the Gould. I guess.
Yeah, similar thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of like a technological Gould. That's reasonably accurate. Minus the burrowing into your head thing. Physically, at least. Anyway. Okay, you're all done here at the Breaking Yards. What's the next port of call?
Footfall.
Footfall.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
boy.
Fair enough. 22 point... I'll call it 23 days. 23 days. We need to locate
Yes.
the Astronomicon.
That's like a day and a half. It's fine.
Don't curse it.
Ye of little faith.
Fucking nim.
For the duration of this journey, Lucius is going to be undergoing surgery.
Oh, yes. You're going full machine at this point, aren't you?
Yes, indeed.
That'll be good.
All those horrible fleshy bits expunged.
By game same with PDFs being stupid. There we go. Okay, so that was that. And you think we know this off by heart at this point? And we determine the Astronomicon, which is an awareness 10.
Ta-da. 1 day and a half.
For every degree of success achieved, add +10 to any navigation warp test. Fair enough. So that's you're adding 6 to the warp. And then...
We get there in 2 seconds.
Blink.
Damn, that was a 7. That's crazy. Well, I mean, luckily for me, it tops out at a quarter of the determined duration, so...
Oh, so we don't actually end up time traveling.
It's 5.
We get there as the rest of the ships are setting off to Soz, can't we?
Pretty much, yeah. I was gonna say that's 3 weeks, quarter of that. Yeah, 6 days.
But we still got to roll on the warp table.
You get 2 rolls in the warp table because of your fucky ass warp drive. So, who'd like to do the first roll?
Has our Seneschal had a roll yet?
I had one last week,
Uh-huh.
Hobbit
but only
Under.
the one. Sure.
D100.
Nice.
Over the course of a day, all colour seeps from the surroundings, leaving everything black and white. This persists for those 3 days, greatly alarming the crew before colour slowly returns.
Yeah.
So basically, just the place just turns into a noir film for 3 days. For some reason. Who would like that? Who would like the second roll? There we go. Rolling. Interesting. The rot within. Reports come flooding in that the ship's food and water stores have become tainted by an unknown compelling force. Food has rotted away and water has turned black and brackish. Your quartermaster performs an audit of all the storerooms but your supplies have been reduced to a quarter of what they were. You'll need to find a fresh source of food and water within a month or begin starving. Meh. That's fine.
Glad we got that one out of the way.
Was the Gorsk White Gin affected?
It's only more potent.
Okay.
I was going to say, can you really corrupt like engine fuel?
That would have been a really awkward one if we just set out from football.
It would have, yeah. Okay, congrats. You arrive in a port at Footfall. All the standard docking procedures, blah 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 blah. Shortly after, the docking bays are opened and just docking collars and stuff are locked in for the cargo-sized ones are all locked in. So who'd be down in the sort of cargo bay, flight deck sort of thing? Anyone? Doesn't really matter.
Jericus probably would, just looking over things.
Fair enough. Jericus, there's a small contingent of unusually clad but otherwise uniformed female characters of sorts. Seen, you would guess a death cult because the various little adornments are quite similar to what Lucia wear.
Okay.
They approach you and say, "We wish to claim the sleeping form of our senior sister."
Yeah, I would probably just lead them to their sister and inform the Theodore over the box. Saying they've taken her or taking her or whatever.
Yeah, I would go down and see her off the ship personally. Not like carry her off the ship, obviously, but I'll be there.
Fair enough. On the way down after Lucy's been sort of collected on a hover trolley or some shit like that. A couple of sisters at the front sort of bring out a couple of teeny tiny sensors like the size of Coke cans sort of size, that sort of thing, and start sort of very gently sort of waving them back and forth as they go across, sort of marking the passage through the ship sort of thing. And those two of the sensors sort of carry on walking, and the two pushing the sled sort of turn around to you, Theodore, and give you a very deep, very gracious bow and say, "We hope she will return to your service in good time after she's recovered."
I would return with not quite as deep a help, but an incline, and say that I very much wish the same.
You follow up by and sort of walk on off. Push her on away. And yes, Miss Whimsy is very much still on board. It's been rather pleasant 3 weeks.
Fantastic.
A rather pleasant month and a bit, I suppose, at this point. Okay, so we guys are in port. I was going to say, how long is going to stay in port? Because listen, we agreed Lucius would be out of action for 2 weeks for this.
Sounds familiar.
Yes. So he's still out of action for another week. I know. I mean, yeah, out of action for another week or so. What's going on? How long is planning on staying in port? I would assume like a few weeks at least to get crew all the crew replenished a little tiny bit, get little bit of shore leave before this big expedition, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Garviel will have to go about resupplying the ship. So that would take a while. Resupplying a whole ship.
Yeah, because we've just sort of corrupted our entire food and water source. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I think a couple of weeks we'll get everybody rested up and whatever passes for rest for names Lucius. Getting recharged or repaired or whatever it is.
Sounds good.
I've got to shoot on for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. If you just want a break, go grab some coffee and all that sort of stuff. That would be a good time.
Perfect. See you in a minute.
Cool. Fuck it. Let's 5-minute break. Yes, we will start again at 4 minutes past. Precisely.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
Be blessed.
Ah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Who are we waiting on?
Nobody, I think.
Matt, I think.
Back.
Welcome back.
And we shall get started. Everybody here?
Yes. I think Matt is Matt here.
He's away for whatever. Kills him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Okay. So first week on Footfall. What is the while you're here, what do you have to find out? What do you have to do? What's the idea?
At the second that the ship is docked up, Lucius' servitor carrying a scroll of some description basically hovers around Jericus at every moment. And the scroll is effectively a shopping list of items that Lucius has written down or printed out, whatever, with varying lengths of explanations, like below each item, some of which is I do not want to get shot anymore. Then something else would be a little bit more in depth, like, well, I need this because I'm the only Medicaid trained person, and so on and so forth, and we need this other thing because we need just in case we come across any technical barriers, this would be useful to get past that, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Basically, reasons.
This is on the second week, correct?
No, I mean, I get what he's doing. It's like he's I mean, he's not like completely like unconscious, but like he's like distinctly unavailable given the level of procedure that's going on. So he's like pre-programmed a servitor to deliver this to you on arrival of Footfall, sort of thing.
Okay. Would this servitor follow me around everywhere I go?
It's just a servo skull, and in its little tiny pincers, it's carrying the scroll. And yes, everywhere. every hour of every day.
Could I try and lose such a servo skull?
They're quite fast, so I don't know.
I mean, I feel this is worth a roll or two.
Yeah.
I don't just give me a flat agility check versus a flat agility check from your server skull.
Agility, yeah.
Yeah, just do opposed agility. That makes sense, I guess. Fair enough. And one more.
One more, yeah?
Yep. Fair enough.
Okay.
Skadoosh. They're flying, but yeah. I assume after putting up with it for a little while, you sort of get fed up with this server skull like bumping against you every now and again, or beeping at you, or whatever it's doing. And,
it's not that. It's where I want to go. I don't want a server skull hanging over me, recording things that I might not want seen.
Okay, that's fair enough then. You lose the server skull for a time, and can go about your business. I'm sure it'll catch up eventually, but
yeah, I'll try and find it when I'm done.
Fair enough. Okay, what are you doing?
I would like to go and see my astropath friends and see any archives that they may keep about travelling into warp storms.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. In that case, let's see. Do you take something for that, like a lore-related thing for that?
I've got Forbidden Law Psychers, and I've also got Peer Astropaths.
Okay. In that case, give me a fellowship roll at a plus. It's plus 10 for Peer, right? Pretty sure. Okay. So, you meet up with your I assume this is your particular special contact that you're meeting up with.
Yes.
Yes. Fair enough. They get you up to speed on some of the general comings and goings of football the last little while since you were here. So probably about 2-3 months or so.
Yeah.
And say they don't necessarily know anything about traveling into warp storms, but the communicating in and around them is now impossible and is actually quite dangerous for the astropaths attempting it, due to sort of how prevalent the warp is around them. Obviously, they do, however, recommend you check out the Navigator Guild if you want more specific knowledge about traveling into them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're able to give you a sort of an address and a particular contact when you're there.
Okay. That would probably be my next stop.
Okay.
After dealing with all the politeness of meeting old friends.
Yes. Okay, fair enough. So make your way on around to one of the navigator houses, and you met by a sort of rather wizened-looking, clerk/adept, sort of very plugged into the front desk sort of thing, with the various automated like note-taking mechanisms and recordings and whatnot, all sort of whirring and clicking away. And he's like, "Yes, how can I help you with Yes.
I'd like to access some specific archives.
And what specific archives, and under whose authority would you be doing this?
Oh, damn. Could I be doing it under my Astropath friend's authority?
there's literally no overlap as far as that's concerned. The Navigator guilds are, to a point, a law unto themselves.
Then I would say I'm under Lord Trader Constantine's authority.
Very well, and do you have some sort of writ or some such thing to say you carry this authority, or do you expect me to believe somebody that's just walked in off the street?
I do believe that you should believe me, but I can come back with my rogue trader in tow if you want me to.
That's not necessary. Simply, an authenticatable seal would be enough.
Do I have anything of the sort?
You would not.
I guess I'll have to come back to it then. And return to the ship or whatever.
Okay.
And get something from Constantine about such things.
Okay. Are you going to be helping Lucius acquire any of his bits and bobs, or are you going to be pretty much?
I will be, but I want to do this first.
Fair enough. That's great. Okay. So I assume you're going to report back to Theodore for this, then? Yes.
Yes, I'm going to report back. Tell him. Not going to tell him about my connections. Those connections are quite sacred to me. So I would tell him that I've tried to gain access to the Navigators Guild and for travel through warp storms, but they want some sort of authentication.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Yeah, of course, I would, whip out whatever the 40k equivalent for Peacock Quill would be, and write you a writ saying to give you any aid that you require, and would you be wanting them to know what you're researching, or?
I mean, this be something that you yourself are requesting to be done, and Jericus is simply your medium for acquiring this knowledge, sort of thing.
Yeah, that sounds better than whatever I was saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so the knowledge you're requesting is
I require these bits of knowledge, and you'll give them to me via my.
Can I get a logic test from both of you at +10?
Logic.
Haha! I excel at logic. I don't excel at logic.
Neither do I.
Okay, tell you what, we'll do that again, but at +20.
Okay.
Fantastic. Theodore, you realise while you have a vague idea of where the ship was headed, you've literally no idea as far as actual inputable coordinates in that sense. You know a general region of space that it's heading to, but that's no good to fly a ship to.
Wouldn't we just be requesting information on travel through warp storms, as we might, or travel in warp storms as we might be going to one? Would we not have to have a destination as such?
That's kind of my point. You don't have any, simply you don't have any GPS coordinates to input.
Do we need them?
I mean, it's a fairly large warp storm.
That's it. I mean, most navigation is used is charts and common routes and whatnot. So all the places you've been going, your navigator has had either some chart or whatever to go by. you've got nothing to go by for this one. You had a report that said, that gave a rough location, and then simply, the ships moved spinward. That's it.
I wouldn't be looking for charts. I'd be looking for methods on how you would travel through them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd imagine with me passing a logic test, I would then inform you that you should probably be looking for some sort of chart.
In addition.
So, in addition.
In addition. Okay, so then we need a destination.
Yes.
Yeah, but be
Could we
hush about it
Yeah, it's true.
for very
Could we not
obvious
give
reasons.
a destination inside of a... no, we wouldn't. Could we not give our destination, but sort of round numbers up to look like we've got an exact sort of coordinates?
In the vastness of space, doesn't quite work like that, I'm afraid.
Like, I'm thinking of, like, we're going to this sort of grid square, let's go for the next grid square over type thing.
So I think there's a miscommunication here. So, what Phil's saying is we don't know where we're going at all. Like, we've got a rough idea, but so we need to narrow that down. It's not to convince the pool that we need to know about warp storms. It's just so that we can actually get there.
Yes. You know what?
We're not looking for justification. We're looking for an actual way of getting there.
Yeah. You know what country you're going to, but you don't know where the city is.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
So basically, navigation charts in this area, sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, okay.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need navigation charts and also information on how to best travel in warp zones.
Okay. Then I would go back to the Navigators Guild and look for those things, I guess.
Fair enough.
With the writ.
Yeah, you get back to the front desk. The adept sees the writ and looks very impressed. Oh, I haven't seen the Constantines for a while. Yes, okay, that sort of thing, and gives you essentially a pass to a rather vast library filled with various scrolls, some data terminals and whatnot. This is going to take a while for you to research. This could take you like upwards of a week of like fairly dedicated like searching and whatnot, because the information you're looking for is quite obscure.
Okay.
I will take a. So I'll take a flat intelligence test, and we'll see how well you do. Fair enough. In that case, we'll leave you there for about a week. We'll catch up with everybody else for a little while. So, is anybody else get any agendas for the first week back, or?
Well, Garviel's going to be trying to resupply the ship.
Okay.
Totally restock it because of a sudden lack of food for some reason.
For some reason. Yes.
Yes, for some reason. So we'll try and resupply the ship.
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that all goes fairly smoothly. You've got fairly standard dock contacts and contracts, and just standard food and rations. Nothing weird or wonderful.
And then there's something else he wants to do.
Okay.
Because he hasn't done it for a while. He thinking of where they're going, he might think he wants to make sure Bess is still up to scratch.
Okay.
So he's going to walk onto the bridge, and he's going to put the white glove on.
Right.
And he's going to go around all of the crewmen's stations. And he's going to pick the two with the dirtiest station and announce to the bridge quite loudly, "You're coming to help me testify a Bess."
Fair enough.
Fantastic.
Oof.
Fair enough. So you catch one of the freshly promoted, I don't know naval ranks, we'll say, it's the freshly promoted sort of first lieutenant on the bridge. His station obviously got a little bit lax in his new promotion, thought the attention would be off him. Not quite. And you catch the guy with usually handles the auger array. His station's, again, not quite up to scratch. Both of them go, sheet wide, of course, and sort of trudge off in their, well, it's
Got to have shooting range somewhere, aren't we? A test range or something.
yeah. Down near the armory sort of thing. Yeah. Fair enough. You also note when they're sort of trudging away, the marching really isn't up to scratch either. Just want to.
I shall make a point of sending them to Mouse to learn proper marching.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Because he's the best at marching and saluting.
Not at the same time, though. If you ask him to do them at the same time, he might fall over.
If anybody watched the TV yesterday, you'll see that that's a regular problem within the armed forces.
Yeah, some of them are really bad at it, aren't they?
Yes.
Especially when you get a bunch of cadets trying it. Whew.
We tend to give them a pass.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway. So bring them down to, I don't know, some sort of shooting or test range. Are we going to do some, like, fucking Oliver Cromwell sort of shit here? Or, like, what's the... Or not Oliver Cromwell,
What's and all?
No, he's not. He's not stupid enough to try and shoot an apple off one of their heads because it's Bess after all.
It is, yes.
He'll probably liquefy them.
Probably, yes.
But he's going to get them to set the target up and actually be pointing the gun at them as they're setting the target up.
Okay.
Just testing it on the target to make them worry a little bit.
Okay.
And then he's going to make sure they stand very, very close to him when he shoots it.
Fair enough. Okay. You end up with two very very disciplined sort of young officers at this point. Give me a command test at a plus 30.
Hang on. Bloody hell, that's a shit roll. Hang on, I'm going to re-roll that.
Fair enough. That's worth a reroll.
Impressive. It's fine, you can get these ones out of the way.
What the hell?
Oh.
I'm rolling on like an 85.
Hasn't popped up yet. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is.
Jesus. Okay, so apparently they weren't like overly receptive to the best treatment. They play along while you're there, but the next few days you don't see any massive improvement in their cleanliness or on their stations.
In that case, I am going to order them to report to Mouse for marching training.
Fair enough.
Oh, goody.
Fair enough. Well, over the next few days, Mouse, you will have a couple of rather shorter recruits in the Mouse Brigade.
Okay. Can I roll to see just how intimidated they are?
Oh, by all means, give me an intimidation roll.
Nice.
They
So
probably
you have them marching in tip-top order. I don't know what the terminology
Yeah,
for
why not,
marching is.
I was going to say they probably should have worn their brown fatigues with that roll.
You have drilled them into the ground.
Yeah, he shouted at them a lot whenever they made mistakes, so there was a lot of shouting.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
You've given them some deeply rooted Cadia flashbacks.
Oh, by the way, Hendrickson, you've been having some really fucked up dreams the last little while. That's all. So the week goes by without. Hair's like randomly standing on end, like as if there's been a massive static balloon above your head, that sort of shit, But yeah, that's all for now. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Nothing's going wrong.
Fuck you and take the camera out of my bedroom, Phil.
Okay.
I feel
Interesting.
personally attacked.
Wow. So, week goes by. Lucius arises. Not man, but machine.
At last.
It has happened.
It begins.
Indeed. Fair enough. So the week goes by. Your skull will report it managed to lose track of Jericus about 5 days ago, and has been frantically searching the ship for him ever since, and has since got lost in the lower deck somewhere.
I would assume it would have found me when I returned to the ship to get the writ.
Oh no, I mean it was on like search mode, and it got lost around a corner, took a right, and when it should have took a left, and it's just they're not very smart.
Okay.
So at least when you sort of when you ping the skull, it's like lost off in some random corner of the ship.
Okay, I guess I would get it to return to me then. I would seek out Jericus.
He's not on the
Lucius
ship.
would seek out Jericus. Oh, he's not on the ship.
On the ship. He is in the Navigators Guild. Well, it's worth mentioning. This is the Navigators Guild that your very own navigator is a part of, hence having access to it. Yes, Jericus has been there for most of the week, other than for sleeping and eating. He's been there, sort of trawling through various scrolls and charts and whatnot, trying to find something relevant for you. I'll take.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say there's nothing really much that else he can do other than, or nothing else that he really wants to do at the moment, unless he's actually called upon for help at Footfall.
Can I have a logic test from Lucius, please?
I press back because I'm an idiot.
GG.
Back is my push to talk. God damn it, there we go.
Fantastic. You realise that while Jericus is searching the navigator charts for that area, the Mechanicus records for the Explorator fleets could be equally valuable. So you can find out exactly what they've been up to. Or, well, you can do more research onto that fleet specifically, if you so wished.
Yeah, I feel stupid for not realising that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So once Lucy's up and running again, you'd have it to the Mechanicum cohort on Footfall with his servitor in hand. What kind of sigil of authority could he carry?
I was going to say, being an Explorator is like rank of authority in itself. So I mean, that and claiming you're from where you're from working on behalf of Lord Constantine. The mechanic is a little bit more can sort of search details like that a little bit, search and authenticate a little bit quicker than a weazened adept Navigator Guild. So that'd be enough for you to sort of make your way in.
All right, sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. We'll head on over then.
Fantastic.
With the armed servitor and servo skull in tow.
Okay. There's no real nobody really sort of stops you. There's some definite sort of side eye going on for the Ecodendrites, as you're sort of used to by this point. But being full machine now, there's as many looks of sort of subdued awe as there are sort of glares for the Ecodendrites. I'll take an intelligence test from you as well to see how we do for research.
Would I be able to plug in to anywhere?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's Mechanicus spot, so sure. I imagine there'd be plenty of plugins.
There we go. They're just asking because that gives me a +10.
Sweet. With that, you find some information fairly quickly. You even get a couple of references for star charts, like star chart, blah blah blah. Had records of this location at the time of the Explorator fleet. The archives themselves don't contain those specific charts, but you get the references for them nonetheless. And you find that the Explorator fleet was indeed colonizing a planet. A lot of the records are made up of the fleet going lost, being attacked by an unknown thing, blah blah blah. Pretty much everything you know already. You do get the exact composition of the fleet, not entirely relevant, but there were indeed 2 Titan carriers. None of the ships have been recovered. Every single one of them was assumed lost. If you wanted, you could report that one of the cruisers ended up in the breaking yards if you want a couple of brownie points. But as far as the Mechanicum is concerned, the entire fleet was lost. But your suspicions were correct. There was, in fact, a planet that the fleet, that the transports were trying to emergency warp to.
And I'm guessing the details of these will just be in the star charts. There's not really much reason for the Mechanicum to have detailed info on that, right?
Correct. That's why they've got references to the specific star charts of that date and all that sort of stuff. The charts that the fleet was working with, but the Mechanicus would not keep those. That the Navigator guilds are quite precious about their charts. So, especially older ones at this point that have been since updated would be archived somewhere.
Understandable. In the interest of time and not rambling on, that's all the information that I'm able to glean.
Correct.
Right?
That's all the important stuff. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that would be useful from the Mechanicum, if anyone can think of anything.
Is there anything that can stop dreams?
I've heard bolt gels to the head can help with that.
Or a lobotomy.
Oh, I could do one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. No. I'll sooner take dreams directed by Kojima.
By the way, on the ship that we recovered this the initial information from that was in the breaking yard, I can't remember if we like scrubbed the memory bank or whatever the equivalent is.
I don't remember if you did either, to be honest.
No, I think we didn't. Otherwise, we would have specified it. Okay, I'm just debating whether or not to hand over. Oh no, shit, no. Because the rogue trader that's there, he's probably going to be taken over by that point. So sending the Mechanicum over there might look negatively on Constantine and Lucius himself.
He was acting weird when we got there.
Was there I'm guessing it would have been entered into some log somewhere that we did trade some sort of big valuable device to the rogue trader.
Not necessarily. I feel like this was a bit more under the table. There was an amount of goods were traded or something like that, or it's been. Given the nature of the device that was traded, this would be one of those quiety sort of deals.
Okay.
Spit and the shake of hand.
Yes.
I just don't want to get. Lucius just doesn't want to get in trouble. But seeing as there's no real negative ties. Yeah, seeing as there's... Well, the mechanic can basically already know everything that that we know, right?
Sort of. They don't have the final crew logs. That's the one unique bit you have, is in the withdrawing to whatever, withdrawing to that planet. That part of it is unknown to the Mechanicus. That's the unique little bit. They know the composition, they know where it was deployed, but that, like, and they just didn't hear from them after a point. But specifically the knowledge of that battle that they went through, that emergency withdrawal, all that sort of stuff, is unknown completely. The records would show that this was like one of the first fleets into the Cronus Expanse, and so there wasn't like a support network for them to like really go and check up on it, you know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So he is going to relay most of this information to the Mechanicum. He's not going to lie. He's going to essentially withhold part of the truth. So he will relay basically everything apart from the final destination. No, he'll say, "Oh, they're inside this area of space somewhere," and it'll be, you know, quite a broad area. Lucius's concern is essentially creating some sort of paper trail, perhaps, and sallying our efforts as a whole, seeing as, you know, it would be best if we arrive there first before everyone else, so we can get all the cool shit. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
And then Lucius would head back to the ship.
Not gonna go help Jericus with his search. So imagine,
yeah, good point.
Imagine if you showed up with a couple of specific references, that would take that time down a lot quicker.
Yes, you're exactly right. Yeah, he would go over to Jericus.
Yeah, I mean, you basically just wave yourself past the adept with considerably less effort than Jericus did. You know, being a fully, you know, metal, you know, fucking spider leg walking tech priest tends to open a lot of doors as far as the plebs are concerned, of course. Jericus, after, you know, your week and a bit of, like, you know, with your mountain of tomes and scrolls and whatnot around you, Lucius will appear and, yeah. Well, a big metallic machiney thing that you're pretty sure is Lucius appears.
Oh, hello.
Greetings, Jericus. I see you are void of guns. Specifically my guns.
Ah. I was going to get to that after I'd finish this, because I would assume this is slightly more important.
Of
that
course.
was next on my list of long things to do.
Of course, I jest, Seneschal. That was a most humorous joke.
Of course.
At this point, he'll... Sorry, go on.
I also assumed that you would like to assist me in finding such things.
Yes, this is my precise reason for attending you. I've acquired some slightly more detailed information from the Mechanicus cohort here on Footfall. And at this point, he would hand over whatever data slates or scrolls or whatever that he would have gleaned.
Jericus, they'll be basically a couple of rows down from where you were looking at the minute, these particular scrolls. They sort of show you the area around the Foundling Worlds, with particular reference to a planet designated KR M237, which is located where this particular warp storm currently exists, but the warp storm is noted to be considerably more over this way. Call it rimward. Yeah, so the warp storm's considerably more rimward. Although there's like it's like just on the edge of the system. like just there's like a small gap you could sort of like run your finger on the map, where the sort of planet starts and the warp storm begins. Dangerous location, but nobody really expects warp storms to. Well, nobody really knows what warp storms do, right? Who'd have thought it
Nobody expects the Warp Storm Inquisition.
Exactly. So.
Okay. What was the name of the planet again? Sorry.
KR-M237.
Okay, brilliant. So I found everything I was looking for. So charts and anything relating to such things.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I'll stand up. I'm gonna go to Lucius. Let's go find your shit then. And I would assume he has the server skull with him, the parchment in its pincers.
Yeah, probably. Unless anyone's stolen it for some reason. Yeah, totally.
And then I'll take the parchment out of the server skull and open it up and see what he wants as we're walking to wherever we need to be.
Fair enough. You see a rather long list. Because of just how long a list it is, I'm going to be taking a slightly difficult role than the game would necessarily want, and I'm going to take a... Where'd she go? So it's a flat roll at base, if I'm correct. Yeah.
There are a couple of items which I mentioned to you, Philbo, that are vanity items. I guess this would be noted down with some scribbled like addendum saying optional disregard if difficult acquisition, etc. So that's up to Colossal
so
if he wants the difficult roll or whatever.
Okay, so if to get the 5 essentials, I will do it at a -10. To get everything's going to be a -20, and that's going to be a -20 commerce roll.
Okay.
-10 or -20, your pick.
Can I see the list of the essentials and stuff?
Oh yeah. I'll just send it to you in Discord. Optionals are... It's all rare, so by rules of the game, you're supposed to go for the highest ranked one, then everything's on the same level. So as if you're trying to find all these rare things at once. I'm assuming the game thinks you should be looking in the exact same places, sort of thing. But given there's so much fucking stuff, I'm gonna just make it difficult.
So much stuff. It's like 4 things.
It's quite a lot of things for that rarity.
Fucking railroading.
Fucking power gaming. Oh, and this will take up a D10 days of your time looking for all this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see the ones that are
The
unnecessary.
The Law Tailor and the Toxin Grenade are the optionals.
Okay.
If you can't decide, just go for the non-essential list.
I'll take the -20, but I would also like to look for a spare carapace chest plate
Okay,
or whatever.
that's perfectly
Carapace armor, at least. So commerce check -20, yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. Give me a D10.
Hey.
Sorry, that was the wrong button. That was a fat fingering, that was.
Fair enough. Okay, so it takes you 5 days, but you find pretty much everything in the list. Some bits and bobs are sort of pretty commonly found. You find like one particular dealer who's able to get you the Chirurgeon's tools, bypass spike, and the carapace plates that you're after. The suppression shield, toxin grenade, and Lord Hillier from a separate guy. The melter gun was from you thought was a particularly obscure contact, and requests a meeting with you to retrieve the item to add his place of business.
Okay, I'll obviously bring Lucius as soon as it's his things. This guy look particularly shady.
That'd be pretty accurate, yes.
I think I might bring Mouse too if he would like to come. If he's not doing
Sure.
anything else, of course. Yeah, I think there's.
Fair enough. You're given coordinates to one of the hab blocks. Lucius and Mouse, you would recognise it as vaguely the same end of the hab block where you found the mercenaries before. You're given directions to a building, and you see signs of it being like an old auction house or something along those lines. But it's obviously since fallen into some rather serious disrepair. Any thoughts or opinions at this point, I suppose?
Nothing bad can possibly come of this. Let's go.
I know, right?
Have we acquired the other items except for the melter gun at this stage?
Correct.
Cool.
That's...
Ominous.
Alright. So yeah, it takes you on down to like an old auction house sort of thing. Okay.
Servo skill.
Oh yeah, sure. There you go.
It's great.
There you go.
That's what all the girls tell me.
Alright, cool. He would, Lucius would be sending his scud out front, but he and his servitor would be trailing it by a fair distance.
Fair enough.
I think Mouse would ask, expecting trouble?
It's best to be safe.
Yeah.
Kind of grunts and nods. Pats his ripper gun.
The Silver Skull's very slowly going to go around that corner and have a look to its north.
Mm-hmm. It's all clear. It's just, I can't be asked sort of using that bit of the map, so that's just pretend there's a wall there.
Oh, okay. Is that something of interest to its south, that wood area?
No, it's just like around a little bench. Sort of built into the wall.
Okay.
A reading note.
Yeah, why not? Fair enough. Server still sort of comes up to what looks like an old, I don't know, it could be like a fighting pit arena type thing, I suppose. But it's got like a market stall set up and appears to be some sort of like underground black markety type arrangement.
Okay.
There is a chap with a sort of cloak on him, sort of standing at the back, in front of a stall of sorts.
So Lucius is gonna like extend his optical mechadendrite
Okay.
here around the corner, and he's gonna try and analyze the dude and the area that he's standing in.
No worries. Yeah, appears to be a fairly standard fighting arena. The dude's got a the thingy-jig. He's got like some sort of like modified hellgun, sort of just sitting, like leaning against the sort of stands, seating, whatever at his side, just sitting there.
Okay.
He's not like holding any weaponry.
Gotcha. Okay, after scanning around the corner, he would turn back to Jericus and he would say, it's clear enough, the contact is up ahead.
Okay. Well then, let's go. And I'll go in alongside everyone else, I guess. I'll walk up as being as I'm probably the person who would be known to do the deal.
Fair enough. You get a nice casual, nice friendly wave. The guy is like, oh right, glad to see you actually came.
Yes. It's not easy to find, mind you, but I guess that's the nature you want this place to be by the looks.
Yeah, some local authorities don't like so say high grade stuff like melter guns just getting exchanged in the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not anything that can go through the side of a spaceship doesn't tend to get very far into their arbitres,
Yeah, I know what you mean. They can be quite uptight about these sorts of things, can't they?
Yeah.
Anyone would have thought you'd be a terrorist or something. I guess I'll move into the middle and make the deal, I guess. Shake hands and whatnot. This man.
Fair enough. Everybody just standing back, or what's the deal here?
No, Lucius and his little cohort will follow.
Fair enough.
Skull's going back up to the entrance area for obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons, yes.
The rest is going to be reasonably nearby, but not trying to crowd anything.
Okay.
What are these red areas? Are they like awnings?
Yeah, just like old awnings, like
Okay.
it's literally black market stalls. If you want to put it that
gotcha.
way. Yeah. He appears to like bought the place out for the night, or tonight it's just the off night, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I'd ask him. Like, it's fairly quiet in here. What's is it an off night or quiet, or is everyone just gone home early for something?
Yeah, off night's accurate.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't really need to be here. So Meltgun, yeah.
Yeah.
And got the money. Obviously, the whole point of Profit Factor is you deal with like an amount of money, but we'll assume you have that amount of money on you, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Fair enough. He turns around for a second and like sort of swings part of his stall away, hits some like beep boopity buttons on it, and reveals a sort of small storeroom behind him. Goes in and brings out a melter gun and presses some beep boopity buttons again, and sort of seals up tight.
Thought you had the mountain gun next to him.
No, he had a his presumably his own Helgun next to him.
Okay.
And he hands you over the. Well, sorry, he sort of gestures it towards you, waiting for the appropriate monies.
Yeah, I'll hand him the money. I'll put my hand on the gun and give him the money, and as soon as he's grabbed the money, I'll take the gun off him.
That'll do. Okay.
And then I'll turn around and hand this mountain gun to Lucius, and I'll say, "Let's go."
Quick pause. Can I have awareness tests from everybody? Flat.
Is this a visual check?
For your skull, yes, a visual check. Everybody else is going to be auditory.
This is just so we could admire how nice the awnings are, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, was it awareness or perception?
Awareness. Awareness, perception is for when you're specifically looking for something. Awareness is when you're not expecting something but hear it anyway.
Hold on, gotta do the skull. Oh yeah, do we agree that it's going to be it's going to be using its all specs?
I mean, it's visual, so I mean,
it's fine if it's not.
No, I don't. It's not. It doesn't really matter actually. Give it to it anyway. Give it a +20. Fair enough. You get a beep 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 from your servo skull that there are people, armed peoples, in one of the corridors.
Do they look like they're hastening towards us?
Yes.
Do I also notice this?
Your awareness. Oh yeah. You hear some footsteps. Well, you hear some footsteps over to your left.
My right. Oh yeah, I'm just facing.
Yeah. You said you turned around to face Lucius.
Yep.
So yeah.
I assume we came in here with all of our weapons.
I presume so. Yes. Your dealer just says, "Well, see, we've been hearing there's been somebody in spending lots of money every time they're in the port, and we figure if they're able to splash cash like that around, so they can fork up for the person that's been spending all the money." He sort of grabs his Helgun and points it at Lucius, and I don't think he'll be going out of here.
Mouse would definitely, immediately react by pointing his Ripper gun right at this guy's,
Fair enough.
face.
And can everybody roll initiative, please? Shift you along.
D20?
D10 plus agility bonus.
Oh, 10. Never remember.
So it's just rolling agility, yeah? Or is it?
No, it's.
I don't know.
So what is your agility?
It's +4, isn't it? My agility is 43, so yeah.
That
so
could
agility
literally not
1
be
to 10
worse.
+4.
Meanwhile, me and Whimsy are getting a couple's massage, being fed grapes. It's
Fantastic,
we're having a great time.
I'm apparently in my bunk having nightmares.
Basically, yeah.
Think Homer Simpson with cobras.
You just hear muffled sounds on the other side of his cabin door that sound like "Mummy, no!"
Magnus did nothing wrong. No.
You hear similar noises coming from my cabin.
Okay. Oh, good roll from you. Okay. Okay. Lucius. Lucius is going first.
Indeed.
Fair enough.
Half action move up there, I think.
Check your distances.
Full walk, isn't it?
That'd be
6 meters. Oh, that's 12 meters. No.
That'd be a run, yeah. You can get up there with a run.
No, I don't want to. So he's just going to do a half action move and then half action shoot against the dude, the trader.
Holding.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay, so distance is plus 10. I think that's it.
Yeah, for that half action, yeah.
Oh, that was actually Lucius' story.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's see if he's going to dodge. Not dodge. Cool. Fair enough, you get a pretty nice hit in on him to start with.
Fantastic. That's it.
Jericus.
Would I be considered inside of melee with this man?
No, you have to move into.
Yeah, screw it. I'm going to draw my power sword and attack this man and do a half action. Is it half action to draw things? Or is it
Do you have quick draw?
quick draw? I actually think I do. Let me see.
You don't.
Oh.
In that case, yeah, half action to get a weapon out.
No, then never mind that. I shall do the old plasma gun and shoot at the trader man, I guess.
So half action to get it out, and then half action to shoot. Okay.
Yes.
It's plus 30 actually, because you're close quarters or point blank even.
That'd be 40 with the red dot.
No, you're not aiming, so you're not using the red dot.
Okay.
Oh no, it's single shots, isn't it? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Fair enough. Cool. Just dead. Nice. Like minced him instantly. Cool. Combat Servitor.
Half action move and Overwatch. Oh damn, Overwatch is a full.
Right.
That's irritating.
That dude. These guys are going to move around. Let's bite and get that guy to the corner. Thank fuck. And we can get up to here. This guy is going to be firing a grenade from his underslung grenade launcher. Ooh, fancy.
Oh, I wanted one of them.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Fantastic. I'm aiming for here, and we have a 3-meter blast radius. Excellent. Oh, sweet. So, for everybody watching, being Jericus and Mice, you hear the classic thunk from the grenade launcher, and then a massive like electrical blast emanate from it. It's a haywire grenade. Hey. And Lucius, you, your servitor, and your Seneschal are disabled. Congrats.
For how long?
I'm gonna double check exactly. All the rulings are it's just disabled for a time, but not specifically. I swear I had a reference for this. Here we are. Quality.
Enter Storm, page 116.
Oh, thank you.
1d5 rounds.
There we go. Well, 85 then.
Oh! I'm re-rolling that. Fuck's sake. Okay, whatever. It's better than 5.
It's the bite, yeah.
You have to roll individually, or is that for all?
No, that's kind of like how powerful the blast is. So, well, it's probably easier to do it that way. The joys of being all machine, haha. Fair enough. So yeah.
Railroading.
Yeah, a couple more guys run up to the end here. Nice.
You've been Thomas the Tank Engine.
Well, as it turns out, they're not very nice, so Mouse is going to be not very nice as well. The different colour markers signify anything, or
That's
is that just
purely just for marking them out as turns. So,
oh, right, okay.
moving all the colours in the same colour at the same turn, sort of thing.
Well, the trader guy is down, so Mouse is just going to turn around and kind of grin and then says, "Right, who's first?" And I guess let's go for the guy on the right.
Heavy stabber, that'd be cool.
Yeah, okay.
Haven't
we've
used
not
that yet.
Heavy stubber.
So, just for funsies, I'm going to pretend you didn't move there, so you can do a half aim with it if you really want.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I just want to see you mincemeat somebody.
And this is it a 10 round burst auto?
It can only fire. Yeah, it can only fire in full auto. Oh shit! In that case, it's used getting the range bonus. It's just plus 10.
Okay. Oh, I want to reroll that.
Reroll that, yeah. Come on.
No!
Oh! Well, regardless, you'll hear like a massive like ream of Daka just fly off the top of the room. Lucius, haha, Jericus.
It's almost as though the GM is enjoying this.
Can I do a half aim and shoot those guys in red?
Yes, you may.
Okay. Which would be plus 20?
Yes.
Pew pew.
Pew pew indeed.
There's a lot of minimum damage going on.
There is, isn't there? And that's... Oh, well, that's not actually the minimum. It's because it's got tearing on it.
Isn't it weird? We seem to have these weeks where all of us roll pretty bad.
You mean every week?
I mean, mine's been pretty up and down. It's been either really good or
For that,
really bad.
Well, that guy's pretty much dead, but not quite. He's going to take a shot back at you. And misses. And his buddy is going to move up beside him and take a shot. And that's going to hit.
Okay.
Would you like to try and dodge it?
Yeah, go on. A flat dodge roll.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice. I'm just checking something. If I do this, oh sweet, that does work. Cool. I just realized I can like borrow guns off your sheets for the damage rolls instead of having to like specifically do the things. Don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Fair enough. These guys are both going to take a shot at mouse. Both of them miss. Amazing. Apparently they were very intimidated by the spray of bullets. Nice.
It was suppressing fire. Yeah,
That's
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough, you're good. Mordaka.
Sustained suppressing fire.
Right, sorry, not paying attention. Right, well, let's just try it again then. Heavy stubber again. But is it always going to be at best plus 10?
Pretty much, unless you spend a turn aiming beforehand. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Full auto, yeah. There, nice. Roll damage one more time for me. So, you should just be able to click damage beside it.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Nice. This guy here, I'm assuming you're the same guy. Just gets absolutely fucking shredded. Nice. Jericus.
A shot at the same. Yeah, same guy.
Go for it.
With a half aim, of course.
Of course. Lovely. And dead. He sort of goes splat from the plasma. His buddy is going to take out the shot at you. Fuck's sake. Misses. Cool. Mouse's friend. Misses. Wow, it's great rolls for me tonight. Loving it.
Curse
It's alright.
the DM.
It's fine. I got the one roll that counted. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
I sense something.
Gotta have some fun. Nice.
Lucius doesn't.
Wait, didn't I just have a turn?
Yeah, we're getting through this pretty quick.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Mouse likes to, he likes to keep his hand in with, just shooting things all the time is boring.
Obviously.
So I'm going to spend a round with my newly minted frenzy ability. I'm going to spend a round getting worked up.
Okay.
For flavour, I'm going to say he came back from his lower decks adventure with, I don't know. He's able to get angry now at the drop of a hat and use it when he needs to.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Kind of like when Captain America looks at the Hulk and goes, "Don't you think you better get angry?" And he turns around and says, "That's the secret. I'm always angry."
Fair enough. Lucius, haha. Can't resist. Sorry. Jericus.
Shot at this fellow's friend that I've just melted with my plasma gun.
Fantastic.
Where is it? There it is. Obviously, with a half aim, of course.
Of course. It's still up, but pretty fucked up. One more good hit will do him.
Wonderful.
He's going to take one last ditch effort at you and try semi-auto burst. Holy fuck! Aren't I on point tonight?
Are these las weapons?
Yeah, hellguns. Nasty enough. Mouse's buddy also has a hellgun. It's going to try a semi-auto burst in desperation because there's a large Ogryn getting all frothy at the mouth. Nice. That is 2 degrees of success, which means we are getting an extra shot. And boom. Wow. Wow.
Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, most congrats. 2 Hellgun shots like ping off you.
Which make him even madder because they've scratched his armor.
He's been like kind of doing
Flying.
this rather unsettling kind of not quite a giggle, but that would be a bit unmouse-like. But he's been doing this kind of
Settling us all.
low guffaw, and as the shots ping off him, he just starts roaring with laughter.
Yeah, you know, it's even more amusing.
You know, kind of TF2 heavy guy kind of way.
Is he doing the hacker at them?
That would be a really good way to build up. Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
The Ogryn version of the hacker. The Og hacker.
I think they would probably just hit each other in the head a lot and then run at the enemy.
That's annoying. It does say the nearest enemy. Not simply the nearest target for Frenzy. Fair enough. Let's go. This can be a charge, I believe.
Yes.
And
Phil, can I ask something?
of course.
Were you trying to make Killslim the nearest target?
No. I was just making sure that Mouse wasn't going to go like ape and his friends.
It very definitely says that you're going to it's the nearest enemy, and also you're not going to do anything that's completely suicidal.
Fair enough. I mean, it's gonna be charged with I don't know. I'm assuming his Ripper gun, I guess, for funsies. I guess. I don't know.
It would have to be the bayonet, I suppose.
Yeah, why not?
Unless I've somehow managed to get a bayonet on my heavy stubber as well.
In that case, roll in your bayonet with a plus 30 overall, I think. Includes everything. Yeah. Go for it.
Right. I don't...
Just re-roll that, maybe?
I think I will. I think that's disappointing.
There we go. Nice. So yeah, you basically like frenzy up to this guy, jam that through him, and he like just flops on there's like a hack of blood out of his mouth, and he flops in the bayonet.
Can I say that kind of the momentum carries it through, so the tip of the bayonet kind of buries in the bulkhead behind, and he's kind of just Mouse kind of just pulls it away from the wall, and the guy just slumps down.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Blood pooling everywhere.
Fair enough. So Lucius, then we're back around to Jericus.
I think he forgot something.
No, I think I've rubbed it in enough. It's just, need to point out that I know how our grenades exist,
Another half aim shot.
Go for it.
Shoot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Combat is very much over. Splat. Okay, well, that's use. It's right about now. Lucius will finally regain control of his body.
He says absolutely nothing and leaves.
I would
Servitor, or Seneschal, or whatever it is, working now as well.
Yes, everything's working again.
You say this fellow had a trip out Hellgun?
Yeah, it's a Hellgun with underslung grenade launcher built into it.
I guess I'll take it, and I'll also try and see if there's any more of those haywire grenades on those fellows who threw one first.
Yeah, there's one in the tube of the underslung. There is basically like for each guy seemed to have one of them on the go.
Okay.
Sorry, this guy and these two here.
Okay.
Have them. Well,
well, if they each have one, so there'd be two that I would have picked up.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Mouse seems very interested in the underslung grenade launcher in particular.
Fair enough.
Um,
I mean, each of these guys has. Each of these guys has the same sort of kit. They obviously went shopping in the same shop,
Okay.
you know.
Mouse will grab one as well, but he seems mostly just interested in the grenade launcher part.
Okay.
Secret room with booty in it.
yes, and I would try and take a look at, as being as Lucius has left, at the console that he tapped into to see if there was anything more in that secret room.
Okay.
Or
roll
if I
me.
saw anything when he did say.
Roll security at -30.
Security.
Huh? At a -30.
You can call Lucius back if you want his help.
Do you mean scrutiny or security?
Security.
That's probably a skill he doesn't have.
I don't.
Where did the thing swing open from?
Oh, I do, sorry.
It's the back room here.
Okay.
I do have it, actually.
Oh, nice. Well, with that roll, you're going to lock it out completely.
Wonderful.
Is it possible? Is it possible for Mouse to just brute force this door open?
You can give it a go, but I don't fancy your chances.
Mouse cracks his knuckles and this is gonna have a go.
Actually, before you do it, can I reroll?
Yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead, Mouse.
Yeah, the console's now completely locked out.
Alright, what am I rolling? Just raw strength?
Yeah, flat strength roll, I guess. Actually, I suppose it's more realistically, it's more like a strength at like a -30.
Would they still be frenzy?
No, because I imagine you'd be like body slammed into something. At this
open
point.
the door.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Strength at -30, and to be honest, even if you, I'm after a particular amount of degrees of success.
Okay. I mean, even if I could just wedge it open a bit and then lever it open with something, that would be, but... Nah.
No. Fair enough.
That was a
Even
one-shot.
mice with all your unnatural strength cannot quite get into this door.
Is there any pieces of paper on the trader guy or not?
No.
Or anything? No? Okay.
Fair not.
Mouse kind of suggests, maybe Lucius could have a go?
Maybe. And I'll try and call Lucius back in.
I guess he would stop in his tracks and reluctantly come back. He would obviously see that they're trying to get into the door, and he would have a go at opening it.
Fair enough. You know some plebs completely locked out the security console, and you're going to have to do a very complicated
Fucking
workaround.
plebs. Yeah. Okay.
The roll at base is going to be security -60. I can accept tech use related things to help ease that up a little bit.
I have an item. 1 second. I'm trying to look it up. Because I've got my new status spike.
Ooh.
And I've got a... Oh, what the fuck is it called? A multi-key?
Oh, okay.
Because for some reason Explorators have these as standard.
Interesting.
The bypass.
Multi-key. There we go. Plus 30 to trying to open locks for a multi-key. And then the bypass spike is...
Plus 20 tech use of the security systems.
Okay. What will we... I'm guessing one's for mechanical and then one's for technical.
I mean, this would count as... this is a security system, so... Fuck it. I suppose that turns it into a -10 security test.
Okay, cool. Fuck. fuck's sake. Whatever, reroll, I'm doing it. There is loot at
Steak!
Booty!
Loot.
Oh, that was loud.
Denied.
Yeah, with all your tools and all your bits and bobs, this thing's well and truly locked out.
Okay, he's really angry now. He's going to try and order a servitor to break it open.
Oh wow, okay.
Is there anyone from Mouse to like assist this?
It depends how you're gonna try and break it open.
I mean, the servitor has unnatural strength.
So does Mouse.
Could they
I've
both
got an
not
idea.
help?
We'll find. Is this just like a door that swings open?
No, it's like a slidey, like
slidey. Okay.
pretty serious security door. It's obviously been specially installed.
I'm just thinking, could we find like some sort of robust rod, and then with the help of the servitor and mouse, they could use leverage to try and open it?
Let's see. Do you have anything that could perhaps help determine? So give me a. Give me a trade armor roll. No, this be technomat, I suppose. So you can determine what the door is made out of. So you can see if. Fair enough. Okay, well, I'll tell you for free. It's not made out of steel. It's definitely some serious like security material. That's gonna take. You know, a steel rod isn't going to do you much good to try and pry it. Let's put it that way.
All right, cool. He's going to take out his melter gun then.
Would my Inferno pistol go through it?
Yes, both those are melter guns. I was genuinely waiting to see how long it would take you to figure that much out.
Oh no, I figured it out. I wanted to be clever about it. Yeah, Lucius takes out his new melter gun. Looks over his shoulder to make sure that his compatriots aren't in the danger zone, as it were.
I will take a few steps back. I will take a few steps back from this as well.
Yes, but both of them are melter weapons, and so we'll
Yes,
be able to get through this after a while.
You'll have a fresh remembrance in your mind of what happens when you shoot a high energy weapon close to someone.
Cool. He'll pull the trigger. Lucius pulls the trigger.
Fair enough.
There's a little stick come out the end with the word bang written on it.
Yeah, we haven't actually analysed whether it's like a replica, like a BB gun, or...
No, you haven't. You pull it. You pull the trigger on it. There's a crackle and a bang, and wherever the sort of magazine's located, the charge pack on it, literally just like fizzles in your hand.
Shit.
I will then step in.
Lucius turns angrily to Jericus.
I'll step in with my Inferno pistol and try and get through the door.
You make some very slow but very steady progress. Not entirely sure you've got enough ammo on you to get through it, to be honest.
I mean, I do have a whole Helgun, like, backpack-sized power pack available. I'm sure we could jerry-rig that as a power source, maybe?
Philbo, Lucius has Lumen in charge. We technically have infinite ammo.
Yeah, you get... Okay, fair enough. If you want to try to do some funky-ass jerry-rigging with that, we'll be taking fatigue points after the time you get that open. I will say your melter gun's in no shape to be jerry-rigged at this point. It's a...
Is that what we're doing with the Helgun?
Oh no, you're... Okay, how does one want to get through the door?
Well, I'm just going to use my Inferno pistol.
Okay. Fair enough.
Being as the melter gun that Lucius has is probably broken.
Indeed. Okay, in that case, give me an intelligence check.
Flat, yeah.
Cool. You pick out sort of the key points in the door and are able to like melt them, and a decent sort of shoulder charge from Mouse would knock the door flat in its arse at this point. Can we get a strength test flat from Mouse, please?
Oh, if he fails this.
I have no more rerolls left either.
Nice. So a little bit of run up, full shoulder charge into the door, and there's a couple of pings, and the door will fall off its hinges. To reveal a small storeroom filled with various bits of supplies, a few more hellguns, much the same as you had sort of on these guys. A few med kits, like a lot of like really good supplies. You figure you could some like full sets of carapace. You could probably kit out a couple of squads worth of guys, about half a platoon's worth with what you've got in here, like pretty competently.
Okay, cool. It's fair.
I'm guessing we're taking it all.
Sorry?
I'm going to guess we're going to take it all.
I would assume
Being
so.
as we've got,
Yeah.
being as we've got a servitor and a mouse for
Hey.
pack animals.
I was gonna. There's quite. This is a lot of stuff. There's like. Yeah, I was gonna say there's like 20, 24, 30 sets of like rifles and like carapace and whatnot.
Got an idea. We'll call Hendrickson,
Yeah,
and he can come with the Tauros.
yeah, that'll do. Fair enough.
Neat.
So yeah, I'll get you the specific details like between now and the next session, but it's enough to give yourselves an elite squad on the ship sort of thing, or like a couple of elite squads of soldiers, all this
Nice.
kit. So resource for later, I suppose.
Mouse would definitely pinch some for his Ogryns. Although there might be some adapting to be used by Ogryns, I don't know.
Okie doke.
Cool.
No, I don't have anything else to do unless anyone else does.
Okay.
Mouse decides the stripy cloth on the awnings would make for quite nice doilies for his quarters. If that's totally canon. And just like rips off fully one of the awnings.
Of course.
Oh no.
Ouch.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just owing at how many people Hendrickson's going to have ran over on his way there.
I was gonna say with a minus.
Sorry, Pointy.
I was gonna say minus 3.9. That's definitely like a good.
That's a 99.
Yeah, exactly. That's almost like an epic fail. So that's going to be a good butt slide. You managed to puncture a couple of the tires.
Fuck you, I'm re-rolling that one.
Nice.
Hey.
Okay, you make it round fine. You just get it all picked up. All sweet. Okay. So I believe that's generally speaking all the business done in Footfall. Correct.
Almost had a spaz attack at the wheel.
No more business in Footfall. Everybody all happy? I say happy.
I think so.
Aye.
More guns. No, we're done. I'm done at least.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Another gift, but
Okay. So I imagine we'll be having like a large sort of staff meeting of sorts and to figure out exactly how you're going to get to KRM 237. So, what's the plans? We can say is they're all like in a private meeting and discussing all this. For your sanity's sake, we'll say your crew is fully stocked at 100. I'll put your morale at 95 because nobody's ever completely happy, right?
Sure.
as of leaving Footfall, you'll have 503 days left before the challenge has to be completed.
Yeah, it sounds like that looked like a pretty decent route.
Wait, what challenge are you talking about?
Oh yes, he doesn't know, does he? He'd know in character, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So, I banged some guy's sister, and he got
still banging.
A lot of stories he tells starts that way.
Yeah. he got annoyed and challenged me. I thought he was going in for a power sword fight, but no, he wanted to try and bring something fancy to a mound of earth. So, here we are, trying to bring something fancy to a mound of earth.
Yes, it's a mound of earth from Holy Terror itself, with grass from Holy Terror itself. I mean, it's about, like 3 by 3 meter square of dirt, basically. But it's as holy ground as you're going to get in Footfall. And
I thought it was in Port Wonder.
Oh shit, yeah, it was. Of course, that was in Port Wonder. Yeah, my apologies.
Phil.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So the idea is that they're both going to be getting some sort of grand prize to present at a meeting 2 years hence the challenge being declared. But because of this super duper uber warp drive that I didn't expect when planning the challenge, you just have like a year and a half to go at this point, instead of like the oh shit, we don't have a lot of time left that I was expecting. So,
we're gonna roll up and drop a Titan on his ass.
At this rate, yeah. So, we'd just like to pick a route.
Wasn't False Hope where the battle took place?
No.
No?
No.
Where was
it? So, Corpse Fortune to False Hope into the Warp Storm. Yes?
I would probably recommend somewhere more, how do I say this? Civilized, so we can actually restock if anything happens in the warp.
Yeah, let's stop by the station.
Yeah. But wasn't it, was it, where was this like big fleet battle that the fleet got attacked? Where was that then?
It's somewhere, take this south. It's somewhere in Foundling Worlds. Somewhere in there.
Okay.
All you know is that the now the Titan carriers were withdrawing specifically to KR M237.
Okay. Yeah. I would.
In this area.
Yeah. Then I would probably say Station Somnian 8 and then KR, but if anyone else thinks different.
Worth pointing out, False Hope isn't a bad stop-off, given... Actually, hang on, who's got lore? Who's got, like, Cronus Expanse-related lores and shit?
Me!
And me.
Give me some rolls. Plus 10s.
It's your boy.
Oh,
Fair enough.
look at me knowing something. You're all booked
My
out.
rolls are carrying on.
Fair enough. Well, what is...
Fly through this area a lot.
Well, you know that False Hope's is a weird nebula, and you're not supposed to go into it, because weird fucky shit happens in it, is the best way of putting it. But you can use it as a vague nav point and not go in it, but you can go to it, Just you sort of drop out like a little bit early sort of thing. Use it as a general reference point.
No, I'd say. The yellow route.
Okay, fair enough.
It's the shortest, to be honest.
Ooh. Yeah.
What's at Kane's Abyss? Bad shit.
Nah, that's too close to.
Fair enough. No, I think you're right.
Can't go anywhere within this bubble.
Or else. No, fair enough. I think that route you planned out was about right.
Swing by the station, see how it's getting on.
Sounds good.
I
Okay.
mean, it's been like
Yeah.
6 days, so.
So 23.5 days.
No, navigator, it won't be that one.
Yeah, he suddenly went from being massively shit to rather quite good. Okay,
Someone gave him a book called How to Navigate Through the Warp for Dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly he realised what he'd been doing wrong all those years.
That's it. Okay, so our first jump is 10 days.
10 days.
Okay. This can be fair enough.
Yeah, boy.
And okay. Fair enough. It will take 10 days.
Lucius during this time is going to inspect the remnants of this shit heap melter gun.
It is indeed a shit heap melter gun. I mean, it is a real melter gun, but it's obviously never had any real care for it, or has been sitting very much unattended for the last God knows how long. Sorry, Emperor knows how long. God Emperor knows how long. And,
I'm kind of imagining that bit in Firefly where they break into that they steal like the original prototype laser pistol, and at one point he tries to use it and it just makes out this little noise and doesn't do anything.
Something like that.
Okay, he'll try and work with the Armorium crew and try and get it working.
Fair enough. But we have 10 days in the warp. I will need 3 warp rolls. Who wants to go first?
I'll do the second one.
This one again. Nah, I won't do that one again. The Curse of Babel. The Seneschal starts babbling incomprehensively over dinner. You think he's gone mad when your master of etherics also starts to spout absolute nonsense. Soon enough, your entire crew, down to the very last child, seems to be unable to speak in anything but unintelligible gibberish. For 1d5 days, roll me a d5, Matt. Your crew is incapable of communicating verbally with one another. You must rely purely on written word, which is not a perfect solution because a good proportion of your crew are illiterate. Take a -20 dull fellowship checks aboard the ship during this time and reduce the crew rating by 10. So 2 days, fair enough. Doesn't really make a huge difference other than you all start talking shit for a little while. Rule 2. Chaff storm. Everything is coloured purple for but a moment. Unbeknownst to the players. Oh shit, I shouldn't read this bit. Oh, nice. Anyone who has it, I'll take a -20 Cinations test.
A what test?
Cinations test.
Oh, minus what?
-20.
Wait, do I have to take it yet?
You will have it. You just use it anyway, I guess.
Whew.
No, okay, fair enough. Cool.
Oof.
And third roll in the warp. Oh, nice. Nothing happens. Your last 3 days go completely uneventfully. Fantastic. And we have another 9 days in the warp. You stop off. All is well. And do. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Great.
Yeah.
Fate
What
point.
happens to battle stations?
Hit point. Okay. Oh, nice. In that case, it'll be 2 and a bit days. So I'm going to call it 3 days for simplicity of rolling once in the warp table. Give me 1 warp roll. Lovely. With a crash, your ship is beset by a vast horde of groks that run rampant through your ship. Roll wrangling to deal with the situation. Who has wrangling?
No one.
Wrangling.
Yeah.
Do we have any crewmen we haven't met yet who have wrangling?
Does
Nope.
Mouse not have wrangling?
Don't think so.
No.
Let me see what it's based off, and then I'm assuming I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's based off strength.
Probably.
Could we not just go shooty and go meets back on the menu, boys?
Can I try and charm and recruit
Wrangling
them?
is intelligence based.
Oh well, Mouse is out of the
fucking
picture
what?
then.
I'll say if everybody rolls me intelligence at half their intelligence.
How do you do half your intelligence?
Tell you what. If everybody finds a skill that they. It should be a way to do this.
The skill that's half their
Honestly,
intelligence.
everyone just roll me a D100, and if they roll under half their intelligence, they pass.
Oh, fail by 1.
I rolled under me intelligence, but not half of it.
I rolled over double.
Wait, no, Hendrickson passed.
So Jericus.
Yeah, Jericus actually passed. Congrats. You've somehow managed, I don't know, whatever weird experience you've had throughout your years, you've figured out how to wrangle all the groks. Nice. So you managed to steer them masterfully into a cargo bay, which you can vent them into the void. They are rampaging, of course.
Into the void.
Yep.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah. Okay. Last jump. Can you just give me the distance for it, please? Like the timing, like exactly. This one's gonna be a little bit.
5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
Connor, you're the one that's got the thing up, the measuring up.
It's 5.3 or something.
Okay, 5 days, and here we go. Anyone have any final words before you venture into Warp Storm?
Race!
Well, that's gonna
Dibs on your bodies.
Okay. This was actually a -60 to do the jump. So
What the fuck?
congrats. With that awareness roll, it works out into a flat roll. So you've got pretty decent chance of making it out the other side. Probably.
Yeah, boy.
Yes!
Okay. But because you're going through Warp Storm, I'm going to be taking a roll on the table for every day you're in Warp. Which is 5 days. I'm going to be taking 5 rolls on the table.
I want to roll for once.
Please do. 23. Okay. Fuck it, just give me all the rolls first. Give me 2 more.
Is it a roll each?
Is it a roll each?
Pretty much.
No.
No, not quite. There we go. So, 23. Verity's Day. For one day and one night, no lie may be spoken aboard the ship. No one is forced to tell the truth. They simply can't communicate in anything that they believe is a lie. Whether verbally, physically, transcribed, or signaled, people find that they simply cannot tell a lie unless they pass a -30 willpower check to be tested with every single lie.
Good job, you haven't got all your lady friends on board.
Yeah, but he's got one that actually matters. Oh dear. Apparently you very much disappointed Lady Whimsy. Theodore, bad luck.
What?
That was her willpower check. When you asked her, was it good for you? She said no.
Why would I care enough to ask?
Man's got a
Because you
point.
can't lie.
Yep.
Deep down, you want to know.
Okay, 16. Who the hell are you? New crew appear at the start of the next work shift with no explanation. They claim to have always been here, and they can certainly point to rooms and belongings that are theirs, and seem to know the layout of the ship and their duties quite well, but no one can remember them ever being part of the crew. Many of them are unceremoniously killed and dumped out the airlock on suspicion of being demons. The survivors are begrudgingly accepted as an extra pair of hands. As an extra pair of hands is always help. An extra pair of hands to help out is always welcome. Gain 1 crew population. Way. That's actually quite good. Fair enough.
That makes a very welcome change.
I know, right?
Yeah. I am very surprised there's like no morale hit with that.
No, it's a nice low roll.
Next
Cool.
event, lose 1 crew population.
Funny you mentioned that. Can I have a flat willpower check from everybody, please?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm on fire.
wow.
Holy shit. That was close.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, I'll pass something.
We just need one from Mouse now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Nearly.
No, we're not missing it. Nice. Okay then. It says everyone rolls a routine willpower check. Those that fail are suddenly gripped by the absolute certainty that their whole lives, all of their memories, are lies implanted by some twisted chaos sorcerer who has sent them to spy on the ship. They begin to suspect that they're not who they are. They're not who they thought they were. So who are they? Paranoia is rife in the ship as everyone desperately tries to find evidence of their past lives. Some ship members fully embrace this change and begin to attack and sabotage their fellow crew members, reasoning that they've been working for the ruinous powers all along. Lose 1d5 crew. The sensation fades over a week, but the tiny suspicion that your life has always been a lie never goes away.
Mouse just gets... He only gets as far as wondering if he's ever actually liked crab puffs or if that is just all been, like, in his head, a lie. He never gets any further than that. He just gets plunged into an existential crisis from that alone.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Being who it is, I don't think he'd have that much in the knowledge of ruinous powers, to be honest.
I know, right? That's fair. Okay, that was the 75. 37.
Just imagine him rocking in his course going, crab puffs, crab puffs, crab puffs, crab puffs.
Oh, wow. Avert your eyes! With a grinding noise, the shutters that cover the portholes aboard your ship retract. Baleful purple light bleeds in freely through the void glass windows all over your hull. Despite your tech freak's best efforts, the shutters refuse to lower again. You issue a stern proclamation warning the crew not to gaze into the madness of the warp, but a strange allure proves to be too powerful for some. You do not know what they see outside your ship, but it is sufficient to snap their fragile minds like twigs. Soon enough, your crew is beset from all sides by the insane, all while trying to board up or cover any window they can find. After a day or so, the shuttles clamp back down again, safe and sound, but the damage is done. Lose 1 population and 1 morale.
There we go. There goes the population we just got.
Easy come, easy go.
I know, right?
If only we'd kept those statues in front of the windows.
You mentioned the word.
Don't bait him, please.
That already went the way it was always going to go.
Any players foolish enough to look into the warp immediately suffer 1d5 corruption and 1d5 insanity, but are granted a single indisputable truth from the GM.
Do we have to take a willpower check to see if we look through the windows?
No, you can choose. And in exchange, you get a d5 corruption, d5 insanity, and I suppose get to ask a question of me?
Who says you give us the
interesting.
truth?
Give you a single indisputable truth.
Mouse is going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, indisputable truth. You could say, like, "Oh, the sky's blue."
Yep.
That's not.
Exactly.
There's got to be something reasonable from you to be worth 1d5 corruption and insanity, surely.
I mean, you weren't supposed to point that out, but yes.
Okay, well, Mouse is going to be the guinea pig.
Oh.
2 1d5s.
Do I have to roll them separately, or can I just like
Separately, yeah.
I will join Mouse in his.
Yes.
1 insanity. 1 corruption.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Nice rolls, mate.
Right, where do I have those? Right, 9 insanity. That's my first corruption point. Doing well up till now.
Oh no. Oh no.
I want to hear the truths before I do this.
Nope. I'm going to be whispering them.
Right. There's some spicy insanity and corruption points now.
Okay, yeah, screw it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, me too.
25 and 7.
Amazing.
God damn it.
Garviel is going to
Actually, I've
watch.
changed my mind. I'm not going to do it. I
Garviel
don't
is
trust
just
Phil.
going to shake his head while he's sitting in his chair and not look.
Fair enough. Oh, okay.
We
He's
are
seen it all before.
Basically, the fucking moth that can't avoid the light in a bug's life.
Lump.
Yeah, I might make this. I might think I might make the knowledge a little bit meta.
Oh.
A little tiny bit.
Whisper.
Fine.
Oh, fuck's sake.
How much corruption sanity points is a lot? Over 20, 30?
Okay,
or...
well, let's put it this way. Your character is a write-off if you had 100 in either of them.
Can I
as a point of
re-roll the
reference-
5?
As a point of reference, I have the
No.
highest in both, I presume.
No?
No.
Oh.
So 10 and below is like nothing.
Right. Tell you what, since all of you went for that, I'll get back to you in the truths.
Well, mine's really simple.
Crab puffs aren't a lie.
Do I really like
Crabs. Crabs have been extinct for 40,000 years.
I hope we all don't get the same truth.
We're all good.
This was a very expensive question, but you know, I'm staying in character here. This is absolutely what Mouse would do. He wants to know, does he really like crab puffs? Was it true? Was it real? Was it all just in his head?
It ain't so.
I mean, that's where they all ended up anyway.
What's like the boundaries on corruption and insanity points again, Phil?
It's...
Like, I know I'm fine for insanity points
Hang on, let me check your sheet.
for the moment.
Is there a table you roll on every so many insanity corruption
Pretty
points,
much,
or-
yeah.
What's the
Did you
what's
just
like the amount each time?
Thresholds are either 10s and 20s, basically, depending on exactly what they are. They change a little bit between corruption and insanity, but for the part they're largely
I
the
have
same.
updated them.
Oh, great! I'm gonna have to. Let's see. I'm just gonna send you them all through Discord, so nobody can stream snipe them.
Spooky. Shit.
Obviously, I'm going to keep the answer to mine, a very closely held secret. No one will ever know.
Also, Phil, if I do have to roll, I've just got 10 insanity points. If it goes up by every 10 or something.
There's that. Jericus.
Shit.
You're all like dogs with open car windows. You've got to have a look.
Unfortunately, my dog has just stuck his head out at an inopportune time and hit a lamppost.
It's more like the nude magazines in a petrol station. You've just got to have a look.
And
This is going to be spicy.
Very.
there we go. That is all the things.
Oh no!
So match sounds just as bad as mine.
Oh, good. It's good. Oh, where was
In
I?
a warp storm?
43.
This can't end badly at all.
You don't even need to throw demons at us, Phil. You just get us to corrupt ourselves.
I know, right? Oh.
Hey,
Wait.
it's your boy.
Will we go mad looking into a warp storm?
Like bits of these portholes that are down, or that came down. There are, between the Gallic field and these portholes and shit like that. You just don't, if you don't look in the warp, you can't, you don't go insane. But yes, if you sat and stared it literally into a warp storm, you go pretty fucking insane.
Cool.
So, don't look. Anyway, the last roll for the very last warp.
That's not the last one, is it? Yeah, it is. Never mind.
I'm going to give you an option. Would you like to re-roll that?
Well, Mouse hasn't rolled yet, so if we do a re-roll, Mouse should roll.
You can re-roll the
Yeah,
43
why
if you want. We're just going to give you the option. Re-roll it. I mean, it's a 43, so take that as you will. But
Whose fate points will it use?
no fate points. This is a it's a free re-roll.
He's being nice.
I'm genuinely being nice.
Obviously, it's going to fuck us over if we stay with him. Or we all get insanity points or some shit.
Yeah, I would reroll.
Yeah, let's reroll. I'll take the hint.
Yep, re-roll.
Okay, okay, lovely.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Yeah.
That's quite funny.
Is it better or worse?
I think it's funnier. Reports begin to come in of slight noises behind the ship's walls. Shortly afterwards, bugs begin to spew forth from any crack or hole in any wall and swarm in nearby crew, doing their best to devour everything in their path. The crew responds by desperately filling every crack and hole they can find. This seems to work, but the noises behind the wall become steadily louder and louder until they sharply begin to drop off after 4 days. If any walls are broken into at a point afterwards, a shower of dead bugs will drop out. Lose 1d5 morale, which can be reduced to a reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1 with a -20 command roll.
Don't worry, guys. I got this. -20.
Yep. Oh, nice. In that case, we're only reducing morale by 1. Cool.
Pew pew.
Cool. Won't be too much longer. I plan just getting you to the planet and giving you the setup. And so, after your rather perilous trip through warp, you arrive in a bubble, essentially, surrounded by a warp storm. But you come across a planet much like this, The one particular thing you all noticed, without even having to scan it, is that there appears to be an aurora across the entire planet. Like every single bit of it is covered in like an aurora, so like northern lights sort of thing. That means some very particular things, but
well, I kind of know roughly what that means in real world terms, but I've got like Mouse would have no clue whatsoever, so I'm not saying anything.
Astromancy?
I might know something. I don't know. What would be the law?
So I mean, anything to do with planets in general. Scanning with your auspex, the ship's scanners would be a good start.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That astromancy, would that work?
Astromancy would also be relevant. So I mean, I'll take. It's going to be a what? Something plus 20 for the ship's detection. I mean, who would like to use the ship's equipment to scan?
Lucius will.
Okay. So it's what, perception at plus 20, I guess, for the scanners.
Fucking kidding me!
Wow, what?
I'm gonna re-roll this. This is important.
Yeah.
Can only go better.
Can I get a plus 10 from my Lord Commandant?
I was just about to say, do well. Do it better.
It's better.
Fantastic.
That is better.
Pretty much as soon as you drop by the warp and start scanning, an alarm will of course go off. Your warp drive appears to require repairs. It did not like going through a warp storm, and is going to need some repairs. Thankfully, you actually planned ahead and got parts for it. Originally, I was going to have to get you to do some scavenging, but he's got parts. It's just going to take some. It's going to take a matter of like days, if not weeks, rather than months. So that's a good start. Your scan reveals like a buoy, which is sending out a sort of fairly low-powered like warning beacon, distress beacon sort of thing.
As in with a U.
Yes.
A buoy.
Okay.
Buoy, whatever.
That's okay.
However you wish to pronounce it. Yes.
What does this distress beacon say?
It is warning away of the system for fear of an unknown Xenos force that attacked the Explorator fleet. They were supposedly heading this way. Checking up on the logs of the age of it, you recognize that it is indeed, peculiarly in here. Within this bubble, the record would appear to be about 800 years old. This doesn't match up from your research, which would say that the sort of fleet was lost more like, 200 years ago. 200-300 years ago, sort of thing. But, it's warp travel, so whatever, really.
We're in a time bubble.
Of sorts. It's you're in like a weird little quiet spot in a warp storm. So fucky things are gonna happen. So would anyone like to give me the astromancy roll? For the details on the planet. I'll give you plus 30 for that that auspex scan. Very nice. Oh, fantastic. Between all of you, sort of bashing all of your heads together and coupled up with the scans, you realize that the planet has an extremely highly charged ionosphere. And any microcircuitry is going to be fried almost instantly.
That's not good.
So that's any weapons. Would that be any weapons of any sort of 40K
definitely
standard?
definitely a 40k. Well, unless it's a physical. Sorry, what's it called?
Bolt gun.
Yeah, shot weapon of some description.
Bolt guns would be fine, stuff like that.
Lucius wouldn't, though.
No, Lucius would probably die.
I recommend Lucius stay on the ship.
Yeah, but we can just turn you off and on again. Right.
Also means
I think it's
landing in
that
a Thunderhawk is not possible.
Oh, you can
Microsoft
land,
Lucius.
but you can only do it once.
Yeah, and there's no taking off.
Is there any? Can we? Well, we. Is there any way that we can examine the planet closer to see if there's like a, I don't know, space elevator or something that we can find?
Yeah, I mean, you can move in closer, and I will take. I was gonna say I'll take. I'll go for a Technomat roll from Lucius. See if you can figure out a solution off the top of your head without any extended checking.
Do I take a +10 from Lord Commandant on this?
Sure.
I'm out of rerolls.
Fair enough. In that case, you can try again a little bit later. So, So I was gonna say, with that scan, you also find like a locator beacon for a black box, sort of on the edge of the sort of warp bubble.
That definitely needs recovery.
Shall we go recover it, boys? So.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Your scans did reveal. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna take advantage of that 6 degrees of success here and just say, the like sort of space immediately around you, like you can sort of quite clearly see where the sort of storm begins again, and where the sort of relatively clear space sort of ends. You can get reasonably close with your ship, and then I would always recommend scooping it with the Thunderhawk for
Yeah.
Do what we did with the sword and like just get like a stick and then put some tape on the end of it and like throw it towards it and then bring it in that way. Cool, let's go retrieve the thing.
Yeah.
That should have answers.
Cool. I will take a flying space flyer spaceship. That one at a -20. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, boy. I am a leaf on the wind.
Basically, yeah. Make your way out to the black box relatively simply. You do notice that your like instruments are pretty fucking scrambled. You're getting some sort of peculiar power fluctuations. With sort of the general exposure you have, you assume some sort of radiation from the sort of warp storm itself. Whatever extra power is getting thrown into the system is generally being handled by the thingamajig, the generator and whatnot. It's sort of being compensated for, but you are kind of in open space, so yeah.
I got that.
Aye, boy.
I got that.
Go away. Okay, I was trying to look something up. Doesn't matter. So you'll bring the black box back to the ship without any major incidents, and it's going to take a little bit of time to examine. It's shockingly being exposed to void for almost a millennia doesn't really do it any good. For your first test, I will take the base roll is going to be a tech use at -60.
Jesus.
That's a base roll. Obviously, you can throw in your own bits.
Okay. Can I plug myself in, and will I be able to use a combi tool in this?
You can plug it into the sort of, I suppose, like your lab systems and plug yourself in. Yeah. So we'll call it a plug-in test, and what's combi tool do again?
Plus 10 to tech use tests.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it'll be minus 40. No. I'm
Okay.
rolling terribly today.
Well, it's just going to take a bit more time. So, for the minute, I suppose you'd be holding an orbit, or you're going to try and be brave.
We'll hold, I think.
That was the correct choice. Yes.
Yeah.
And try and figure out a way how to get to the planet and get back again.
Fair enough. I will take. Let's see. Does anyone have any who else has got tech use and things like that we could maybe put all your brains together and come up with some solutions here?
I have tech use, I think.
Out of character, does anybody have any ideas?
Yeah, I've got a theory.
Okay.
This is a shot in the dark, but we either take one of the cutters, probably not the Thunderhawk because it's too valuable, and we try and fly it mechanically, as opposed to fly by wire. I've no idea what Lucius is going to do, because, as I said, it fries any microcircuitry, so he's going to be in trouble. So I don't know if anyone else has any ideas on that. We'll take any mechanical weaponry only.
Can I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
What about, I don't know if we could do this kill, but isn't there any way we could maybe adapt, say, a void suit or something to put on you to protect you from the magnetic stuff?
Ooh.
I know what you're thinking.
Because you don't need to breathe. So it doesn't matter if you're totally encased in something.
I will take a flat intelligence roll.
Is this going to be the kind of thing where something like a Faraday cage would
That's
work?
it, yeah.
Bing, bing, bing! We have the answer. Yes.
I couldn't think of the name of it, but yeah.
Correct. A Faraday cage would be a very good answer to excessive power build-up. I was going to say, in the case of Lucius, that would definitely allow him to exist in the planet without, having a fucking, I don't know, whatever the machine equivalent of an aneurysm is. So yeah.
Blue screen.
That's the one. And with that roll, you could probably apply a similar principle to the ship, or the cutter, or whatever you're taking down, but obviously would take a little bit of modification.
Okay.
Probably, I was going to say, give me a tech use roll. Flat.
Can I plug in?
Yes. Cool. I was going to say, this is more for modifying the ship. I was going to say, if you checked over logs from the Thunderhawk's trip out to the black box, you would note that while it is a very persistent power buildup, having enough power capacitance in a system is able to sort of dissipate it out. So if you built enough redundancy into some of the more major systems of the cutter, bring it down, you should be able to maintain. I mean, all the fiddly stuff like navigation is going to be fucked regardless, but you should be able to keep control over it if you sort of built the extra few capacitors into the systems and be able to sort of manage the power a little bit easier. You should be able to be trans-atmospheric.
Cool.
Yeah, as long as we have, controls over flight surfaces as we're going down.
Pretty much. Okay. I will take whatever same tech use roll to try have another go at the black box.
Did you say we can help him if we got tech use?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so what's the modifier?
I'll give you +10 for everybody that's going to try and help out and pitch in this.
I can. I've got basic tech use one trained, but...
Okay.
Flat roll?
No, you're not rolling. So kill some. You can get another +10 onto that, so -30 overall, I believe.
It'll be -20 because plugged in.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that include your?
Yeah, I'm going to give you +10 because Garviel's going to be helping out, and I don't know. We'll say you take a bit longer, so have another +10. So we can call it flat roll.
Okay. Do I get to use the tool and plugging in shit as well?
Yeah, that's all included. Yeah.
All right. So +10.
Otherwise, I'm basically just going to say you're going to spend another day at it. Sweet. You managed to crack the black box. Again, sort of similar to the sort of ship you find in the yard, a lot of the data is just completely garbled because of like exposure. However, you get some very useful information, including some planetary schematics of the original settlement. Noting that it's all one major continent. A particular region was marked out as viable for settlement. Boop. And zooming in that further.
They're like CSI and like enhance.
Yeah, sort of. But in this case, it's not sort of bullshitting it for TV. I mean, these are like very detailed like topographical, like scans and whatnot, where the planet got all warp fucky. The primary settlement was noted to be. It was right here. Next to sort of a large forest along the coast. Basically, the sort of how deep the green is how grassy the place is essentially. The mountain range over here, obviously these rivers, and yeah.
I'm just wondering when Lucius is able to perform another scan of the planet, or was that included in his previous check?
The planet. I'll take a.
The thing I rolled Technomat earlier for.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that was included in a previous roll.
No. So the I suppose the first one was a more general scan of the area. See what you could find. So if you want to actually like move a bit closer to orbit and do a more specific scan, that'd be fair. But I'll be taking another roll for that.
Okay, yeah. Well, it'd be a good idea to figure out where so that we don't fly into some defense batteries or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if it was settled for any reason, there could be people down there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So a scan is wise.
Okay, so spend most of the day sort of sublighting back to sort of closer into the planet, and I will take another. This one's going to be a where did I mark it down? -20 using the ship scanners. So it's a flat perception roll from whoever's doing it, I guess. Flat scrutiny. No, flat scrutiny roll. I think would be more appropriate for this.
I don't have scrutiny. Who has scrutiny?
I can do it. Or I can try.
Yeah,
I also have it as well.
What have you got in scrutiny? What's your score?
52.
Yep, you're 4 better than me, so you do it.
Fantastic. We managed to get the Ogryn array, right? Ogryn array, that's the one. Sort of organized and calibrated, so it's able to sort of make the landmass out through the interference in the atmosphere, and you're able to couple that with the data from the black box, figure out the coordinates, and the ship's now producing like an overlaid hologram in the planet, like on your screens as to exactly where all the land masses are and where the projected settlement is supposed to be. Worth noting, this settlement has been untouched by the Imperium for almost a millennium. And wasn't very long established before it all went to shit.
Okay, good. So we haven't found any defense towers or whatever that we're not going to get shot down through.
Nope.
Or I guess we can't see it.
Can I have another test roll on, or sorry, tech use roll on the black box, please?
What's the modifier from you?
Flat for me. I've already got it open, so this is just sort of decrypting and digging through it a little bit more. I think that's fantastic. You finally find the bit which tells you the trajectory of the two ships. By an absolute miracle, both of them did come out in the system. However, one of them came out in the upper atmosphere and was unable to recover, and it was predicted to go down in the rough region of the settlement. It simply says on the northeastern part of the main continent as the second ship.
Okay, well, it should be pretty easy to find when we're down there. It's a pretty big ship. Coffin ships are.
Look for the crater.
800 years ago, and it's not exactly a small area.
You would be able to see it from orbit, though, would you not?
Would you?
I mean, if it's a big enough ship, it will have left
a sizable hole.
Maybe telltale landscape features. I mean, over 800 years, it would have softened out, but you'd be looking for
a lake or
valleys or some such.
I mean, what kind of? I'm going to sort of pause the session as far as getting down there is concerned. We'll save that for next week. But hey, if you think it's going to be easy, that's all the better for me, I guess.
I wouldn't say easy, but you could do a scan for anomalous surface features, I would think.
No, I gotta say, with the. I was looking for pretty much like 2, 3, 4 degrees of success to get the planet scanned properly, and that's just like topographical. So getting like any more detail in that with the atmosphere the way it is, I don't fancy your chances. Like detailed surface scanning is nigh impossible. But local knowledge, right?
That's fair enough.
Who knows? I'm going to call it there for the session, unless there's anything you want to discuss before we... Is there anything you want to discuss sort of on stream? Might be the better way of putting it before we stop, but...
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
No.
In which case, fuck it, 400 XP.